Whispers echo like a freight train. Lipstick smears but won't explain. What's left in the dark remains. Sour taste of lies in the brew. Shadows whisper what they knew. Stirring secrets thick as glue. Drip by drip the story grew. The knife's edge gleams in the neon glow. Coffee grounds scatter where the truth won't go. Voices howl like the wind does blow. Sin brewed up in this grim tableau. Sour taste of lies in the brew. Shadows whisper what they knew. Stirring secrets thick as glue. Drip by drip the story grew. Drip by drip the story grew.
All right, all right. Welcome back to the True Crime Cafe, folks. It is great to be back with you. Thank you for joining me today, guys. We're heading back to the University of Idaho. Surprise. And we are going to review the new Amazon Prime series that came out. I hope you guys got to see it and talk about that. I think it's a 4-part series and talk about the things within it. So come on in, guys. I want to talk about it. Grab a seat, get comfortable, grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever it may be, guys. And let's do this. Make sure to hit the like button on the way and share it out. Let everybody know what we're talking about in here today. And I will open the panel up and for a live discussion on it. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. You know what comes next. Let's do this thing. All right. Welcome back, guys. Good to see you today. Come on in, grab a seat, get yourselves comfortable, situated, whatever you got to do. Because we're going to be reviewing, and well, not particularly reviewing because you can't play it on YouTube, guys. They'll take it right away. But we're going to talk about it. Hopefully, most of you guys watched it and go back and refer. I can pull it up and refer to it as we sit here. I think Jules does that too. And see what your guys' thoughts are. For those of you that did watch it, I'm going to open the panel. We can pop up here and just conversate about it and see what everybody's thoughts are now after that's been put out. I do believe there's another one that was put out too. Peacock put another one out as well, which I'm going to have to go check that out myself. So Yeah, you can't put something that's already out there, any kind of a news pace like that, or any kind of a series on YouTube, because they'll strike it right away, folks. Just so you guys know, for future reference, don't try to do that. I learned years ago the hard way. So come on in, grab a seat, coffee, tea, whatever it may be, and let's do this thing. Let's see who we got in here with us today. Mittens for Kittens in the house. Chet Donnelly, welcome back. SRB BBB, traveling home. I hope you're being safe, guys. Cat K, welcome back, dear. The tomboy flew in on her bird. Good to see you, tomboy. Scully's in the house. The baby maker. That's what I call you, brother. The baby maker. He does a great job, guys. So amazing. I love him. I love him. I'll have to show him to you sometime in here if you haven't seen him yet. Michelle Weddle, welcome back, Michelle. Great to see you today. Miss Tara's in the house again. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Miss Tandy, the Seahawks fans in the house. Teresa, welcome back. Great to see ya. Let's see here. Show. Beach Babes in the house. Of course, Dagburn. Johnny Gobble's Dead Floozy Mom is back in the house. Miss Paula, always a pleasure. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And welcome back to all you beautiful people, guys. I hope you're doing amazing today because you are amazing. And I got to get Molly in here. I owe her a little something, something. Yesterday was her birthday. We had a show last night that was it was somewhat traumatizing, okay, and it needed to be done though because it helped out one of our community members we've had for a long time. She's been through a lot, guys. So, and I appreciate all the support that we got from the community last night as she came up here and told her story. um it beyond horrible. I can't explain to you how horrible it is, but very horrible. And Renee, just know that we love you, we support you, and we'll always be here for you. So, um, I just wanted to thank all of my mods and people that were here last night. Miss Tandy was amazing with her. We talked to her for a while last night. It was SRB was in here too. It was just horrible thing. She's gone. She had a horrible year, guys. Horrible. So I didn't. It kind of distracted me, and I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted to do for Molly last night. So one second. All right. It was extremely sad. Absolutely extremely sad. It was horrible. Done one's in the house. Welcome back, Willie. What's up, Willard? Good to see you. Great to have you here. And that goes for all of you guys. Let me go ahead and do this now and pin it. Pin the link to the top for anybody that wants to join us up here today. The done one. Let me see if I missed Miss Lacey. Welcome back. Great to see you today. B Man from Halifax. Good to see you. Nova Scotia in the house. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Wish they would find those two children out of Nova Scotia, Jack and Lily Sullivan. Hey. Sorry, guys. My son just popped in, said something to me. Brandy B, the OG's in the house. Good to see you. No drinking on panel. No, we don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Let's see, Cat K. I see you. Good to see you today. Come on in, everybody. We got 28 peeps in the house with 20 likes. We're getting there. Thank you all so much for joining us. That's great, Willie. How is Jay streaming the duck from Prime with? I don't know. She probably well, she's maybe she's not monetized. They still would strike her though, I would think. Jesse Shule, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. You do it responsibly, Jesse. There's a difference. I don't know that that's a real website or a real site, Tracy. I found it, looked at it, and there's nothing to support it or verify it anywhere else. Nothing came out anywhere besides that. And somebody, from my understanding, spoke to that I read somewhere, spoke to the family, somebody within the family, and they said no, that's not true. So, and I didn't really think it would be. Said that he was going to do a tell-all interview in the fall. I mean, I don't know. With the way it's gone, I can't imagine that they would. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely been debunked a couple times already. So they put it out all the time, guys. All the time they put out fake news. It's crazy. Twiz says, my source says impossible. I was going to say, I wouldn't think they would allow something like that, Chet. That's a good point, you know? So people are going to put out crazier things. Be ready. Expect it. I'm sure we'll see Brian exonerated and set free. We'll see Brian got somebody pregnant while in prison. Just, you know how this shit goes. Guys, think about it. We'll see it. We'll see it all. Good to see you, Twiz. Thanks for joining us, brother. Well, I got the crew in the house. Jesse, Willie, and Twiz. Cold or Covered's in the house. Welcome, Cold and Covered. Thank you for joining us, dear. So I did watch it today. Miss Taylor's in the house. Welcome, Miss Taylor. Good to see you. I watched it this morning, and it'll make you feel bad. That's for sure. But there's some things that really, really threw me off. One of the interviews with the Chapins, they were in it a lot, for sure, and the Gonsalves were not in it at all. Which I wasn't surprised about that. But the Chapins were through the whole thing. It's crazy. Yep, they do. They go after JLR. That's for sure. 25 months in the house. Happy day anniversary to you, Miss SRB. And I think it might be a little longer. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Thank you so much for being part of this crew and this family. We love you so much and appreciate you even more. So thank you. And happy day anniversary to Miss Taylor. It says 4 months, but I know it's longer than 4 months. So you may have unsubscribed and resubscribed at some point, Taylor. It could have done that. It happens all the time. But thank you so much for being part of the community, Taylor. We appreciate you so very much. 4 months and whatever it really is, we appreciate you being here with us for that long. Hell, Phil came in here last night and we got a whole bunch of new meatballs jumping in the sauce with us as of last night and got 20 new memberships thrown at us. So that was awesome. Yeah, I can agree with that one. I think they've put themselves out there enough, to be honest with you. And there was nobody else in it besides, as far as families go. I think the Chapins were the only family I saw. Oh, that probably is what happened to us. It makes sense that SRB actually went and met Brian at that beach down in Destin, and that's why he's so tan. That makes sense. You should have told us, SRB. Beach Babes in the house. Great to see you. Yeah, we appreciate that so very much from Phil last night. 20 brand new meatballs floating in the sauce today. Miss Alicia and SRB had picked up brand new pots for these meatballs too, so we're getting use out of them now. See, that's right, Twiz. They had drinks. That explains his tan, guys. Or I don't know. Did he talk to you about his facelift that he got to SRB? You know, the whole face off thing that he did, face switch, face swap, whatever it is. SRB sworn to secrecy, right? I think he used Tanner. Can you do that I mean, really? I can't believe they would let him use that. I bet you the attorneys brought it in so he doesn't look so bad. I don't think they give that to you in prison though. Some of it was very heartbreaking. I'll say that much. Louis Valos, hello, my friend. It looks like Miss Tara has been a member for a month already. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Tara. Um, and congratulations and happy day anniversary. Yes, Karen was in it. Maddie's mom and stepdad, they were in it quite a bit too.
What's up, buddy?
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
Good. Sorry about last night. Dude, 9 something. I passed out, bro. I woke up at
No,
like
it's
2:30
all
this
good.
morning. I was like, shit.
No, don't worry about it. We had was a kind of a rough show last night. Actually, it didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but it was good.
Oh, really?
One of our community members, she's been here for a long time. She goes by the name R Whip. Her name is Renee. She came in and we hadn't seen her in Jesus almost a year. And I was like, how are you? It's good to see you, you know. And she said that she lost her mother and her brother. And I was like, I'm so sorry to hear it. Wait, dude, I was like, it reactivated my PTSD. Willie, it was that bad.
Shit.
So I guess her brother, and she told the whole story to the whole community last night. I guess she's doing that to try to help herself through it, but her mother was sickly. She's in renal failure. Her kidneys were shutting down, and she was on her last leg. And her brother lived with her mom, and he, I guess, was an alcoholic. And hold on,
You're good. Do what you gotta do. Who's all here? Let's see. What's up, everybody? What's up, Cold? Where the fuck you been?
sorry, son. So she comes up here. She starts talking. And like I said, I guess her brother had a bad drinking problem and was starting to act out of sorts. And you know, to cut the long story short, at some point he had dumped gas all over himself and his mother and lit them on fire.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, I just immediately went into flashback mode and like I was shaking for a little bit. I came in that bucket of tears, and then 6 months later, huh?
Because I'm glad I passed out.
That's why I said it was a rough show. A lot of people couldn't have handled it.
Not to be mean or nothing, but like, you know, I don't.
No, I mean, I get it. You know, that's a lot. And then 6 months later, her husband's brother shot himself behind the VFW. And I'm like,
Christ.
good God, in a year, 1 year. That's too much. That's just too much.
It's crazy what one person go through in a year.
And that's why I said you're amazing, Renee, to come up here and tell your story. It's only been since September that this all happened in February. And I said, you know, you're strong. That you got to be real strong to do something and deal with that. I couldn't, dude. I can't imagine like that ever.
No, hell no. I don't know. How, there's a lot of stuff that I think about how people just they see this and they just like are supposed to just carry on with their lives like nothing happened. Like I don't. I don't know.
It's amazing to understand how people do it and how human beings can handle some of the things they can. But yeah, Jesse's right. It makes you realize how thankful we should be for what we have. Yep. Those are facts, bro. But I just couldn't believe she could sit there and tell that story. And I was like, are you okay? You know, and I told her that, you know, this community is very good for supporting each other and being understanding for that kind of stuff. I said, everybody's here. You know, we traded email addresses and numbers and everybody. And Tandy and SRB and everybody they're amazing in supporting her last night and like letting her know how much everybody cares and all that kind of stuff. So it was a good show, but it was so heart-wrenching. It was insane, dude. And then after that we covered the Mickey Stein's Kevin Mullins shit, that cop the judge.
What's up with that case? Anything?
Nothing yet. I'm waiting for the trial to hit. Crispy Biscuits, love your name. Hello and welcome. The trial.
It's crazy more people aren't like looking into, you know. Oh, let's wait till trial.
Well, I've been researching it here and there, and anytime something new comes out, we watch the videos. There's a woman out of Kentucky. She lives there. It's called Hillbilly Crimes, I think, and she covers the whole thing in depth from the beginning. She knows a lot of the backstories and everything, but it's a pretty deep and wild one too. It's getting more interesting and more interesting. So
yeah, I want to know what that judge was doing, dude.
Oh my God, absolutely. And it's obvious that he was doing something. There's no way he wasn't.
Nobody pulls out a gun and shoots somebody like that.
9 times, right? Point blank range. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Now, and he was after the fact. They were showing the interviews with him in the hallway after he had been arrested and all that, and he kept saying, "Be fair to me. Be fair to me. Y'all are gonna kill me. I know it. You're gonna kill me." All the way down to the Sally Port when they walked him. Dude, he's checking the back seat of the cruiser and he's looking around.
Yeah, I heard all that. Dude. I was like, "What the hell?" So he must have been told something like,
Well,
I don't know.
Bobby, old dude, and a couple other people and myself were thinking it brought up some things like, do you know that, like, from past experience or things that go on in this county that like that would make you feel that way? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That was pretty wild. So, and then they did interviews last night with some of the other people that were sitting in the judge's office before that went down. The people that are all enrolled in this program that the judge started that I think provoked this whole thing. That he had fired the one deputy for trading sexual favors for like ankle bracelet payments and stuff like that.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure because somebody else that lives there came in the chat and was saying that the government there is beyond corrupt and they do these kinds of things all the time. And the judge himself. So,
oh shit.
Yeah. But we will definitely be.
Well, does he have a strong defense team?
I don't know.
More like a.
They seem to be fairly confident. I'll say that much.
Okay.
And he's going with an insanity defense, which I guess it could work for you, but to do what you did, you know what I mean? Maybe
temporary. I mean, dude, sometimes I don't know.
Temporary. He was acting like he was, dude. He was out of his mind. And the attorney, the one attorney that was for the case that the woman that's suing him for the deposition he had to give for that whole sexual thing that was going on said, well, he could have been faking. I'm like, there's no way he was faking the way he was acting, dude. I'm sorry.
He was faking.
Yeah. I'm looking for a way to get, to get him prosecuted. They're talking about the death penalty with that now. And I'm like, oh man.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing, dude. Like I said, you shoot a homeless person, basically nobody gives a shit. You shoot a fucking CEO or you shoot, then all of a sudden they want the death penalty.
A crooked judge. That whole government's crooked in that town, from what they're saying. So,
crooked judge, a crooked insurance CEO, they don't care. If you kill somebody, I guess, of higher value, then that counts more than another life.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's a damn shame. A complete damn shame. So, that's what we did last night. It was a good show, but a little wild there for a little bit, and it could be testing people's feelings.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, did you watch this Idaho 4 thing?
Yes. Yeah, I watched it this morning.
I definitely
watched this. Yes, I did. It's interesting. I'll say that much. It was kind of heart-wrenching to an extent because some of the interviews that were given, you could feel some of the how can I put it? Well, for one, the Chapin family was on there. That was a little, and to be honest with you, Maddie's mother, I think her name's Karen Laramie. She was breaking my heart through the whole thing. She's still broken. Okay. I don't know how long ago they did this.
I bet, dude.
She's broken, bad broken. And they explained the whole thing, start to finish, how everything went down to the very point that Brian taking the plea deal, which I was surprised of. So I don't know when they started filming this thing and putting it all together, but
that's ironic.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. So we're gonna break it down for people that have seen it at this point. That's why I gave it a few days to see if everybody could get their eyes on it. You know what I mean? And then we'll talk about it and see what everybody thinks on it. Anybody else, like I said, who wants to join us up here, please feel free. And of course, we'll end up talking about some other stuff too.
Yeah, I've been not knee deep. I've been fucking neck deep in this Epstein shit, dude. I'm starting to get pissed.
What'd you figure out there?
Well, turns out they used Adobe Premiere Plus to edit the jail video that they put out that had a minute missing in it, and they basically got caught because it traced back to Adobe Premiere Editor or whatever, and they now have to answer for that. Then they tell us, remember they came out with the binders, phase 1, Epstein file. They're telling us she's seen all this CP, she saw all these videos of children and stuff, and then all of a sudden it doesn't exist. Now you gotta understand, I voted for this administration basically.
I
So I'm
know.
done voting because now I see you can vote for somebody, but then they can appoint 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people that like you don't align with.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Pam Bondi, I want her out. I want her fucking gone, dude. Like this is not something small, man. America, all of America is pissed. Like we don't like pedophiles, period.
Absolutely.
And they can't process why we want to know about the Epstein and who was on the Epstein list so bad. They think it's like, I don't know. I'm starting to get real pissed though, dude. But it's starting to get real hot in that White House because the pressure is on. Like,
well, I mean, you know how ridiculous it's missing. It's there. It's there. It's missing.
Yeah.
It's back. It's missing
and
again.
It's so on that Dan Bongino and Cash Patel are about to quit. They're about to like literally resign.
Yeah, Twiz just
That's
said
the FBI director and the I forget what yeah, that's like the like these are two big people that were saying before they got like put into their positions that Epstein didn't kill himself and like something's going on and yada yada yada, and now they're in there and they're trying to like basically get it out, but they're being held back.
Yeah,
of course. That pisses me off, dude. Because both sides don't want it out, right? You got to understand if the right could have put it out to help them against, I'm sorry, the left could have put it out to help them against the right, then they would have put it out. Nobody wants it out because both sides are affiliated with it,
Yeah.
And that's sick to me. It's sick. Like, we don't care about children that have been trafficked on video with perpetrators doing stuff to them. And we're just like, Ghislaine Maxwell is locked up and she has no victims.
Yeah, I know that part of it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Like America is asking for answers because that's what we should be doing.
And like I said before, I think we said this the other day. I don't care about people that were there that didn't have anything to do with the dirty shit. Okay. I don't know. That's not my business. But when you're hurting children and you're doing things like that, yeah, the world needs to know about that, I think.
Absolutely. And don't say you have it all and then all of a sudden next day say, oh, it never happened. Like we're not stupid, bro.
Right. That's what they expect. It's everything. If you see it, there it is. There's another one. Just like everybody's saying, I've seen so many people argue the fact, no. He took his own life and he knows why. Everybody knows why he did it. I said, are you serious? You really believe that he did that? Come on.
His brother literally came out and was like, he told me he's not suicidal. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to that when that shit comes out, dude, it's going to be, I don't know. And like you said, the reason I think they won't put him out is because there's names in the information that, like you said, it's probably people that didn't have anything to do with the pedophilia stuff, but they don't want their name.
They don't want their name wrapped up in it, right?
Yeah. So,
and there's some names of some very, very, very important people on that list.
Oh yeah, and one of them, the biggest one, is Bill Clinton, and that's the real reason why the right or the left's like,
right?
Because Bill was there like 100 times. So, yeah, that's all pissing me off, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Zakali she said his hyoid bone was broken. He was strangled. You can't do that to yourself. So thank you.
Really?
And it was done by somebody with some strength too, guys. I mean,
absolutely. Now that they said that the cameras weren't working. Now all of a sudden they were working. We have a video. Oh, that video was edited. Oh, okay.
Of course. They do it all the time. They do it. Outcast showed us one time how you can take a body cam video and change the date and time on it, and it fits perfectly. So it's not a big deal.
That's crazy.
You can do it. You can do it all. Modern technology makes everything possible. You got to love it.
So I've been looking into that.
Welcome, Scott.
Then, I heard 4 other people. I heard 4 other people were murdered in Idaho. Have you heard about this?
No.
I haven't looked into the case, but I heard that somebody murdered 4 people in a house in Idaho.
When?
Like, I don't know. I don't know the time frame of it. I saw somebody posted the article of it, and it seemed recent.
No shit.
Has anybody heard about that? And I don't think it was that whole thing with the neighbor and like and all that happened out in Idaho. But I heard something.
Well, dude, you and I both know that there's a lot of shit that comes out there that goes on in Idaho that's never reported.
Mhm. A
Um,
couple of days ago, somebody said. So yeah, a couple of days ago, guys in custody went in. And I don't know the details of it though.
quadruple homicide suspect charged with murder. Burley. Oh, hold on.
Idaho's wild, bro.
Hold on. Wait a minute. And it's got to be 4. Good God. Give me
What's
1
wrong with
second.
people?
Uh, Jesus.
It's like if you get mad, take a walk. You know,
Nope.
like
Smoke a joint. Do something. God.
yeah, smoke a joint, fucking down a bottle. I don't know.
Yeah, they got this guy, I believe. Let's see what this says real quick.
Area of first death.
Way in a large homicide case spanning 2 counties in the Magic Valley. 4 people were killed. Their bodies were found in Minidoka and Cassia counties. And 56-year-old Benjamin Naylor of Burley is now in custody, suspected of killing those 4 people.
Yeah, I believe Naylor acted alone, and there was no longer a threat in that area. Our Osman Shumpert is live in Cassia County with reaction from neighbors. But first, we're
We've
going to
heard
break
that
down
before.
what happened. Court
I
documents
did it alone.
were called to a home in Rupert around 3:30
Right.
yesterday afternoon. They found a woman identified as Angelica Medina, dead with at least 1 gunshot wound.
A few hours later, officers responded to a home in Burley after receiving reports
Jesus.
were shot. When officers arrived, they found a 66-year-old man dead in the living room and a 62-year-old woman dead in a closet in the back of the house.
Officers also found a 4th victim, identified as Dennis Mix, dead at the Hub Plaza gas station in Hayburn. Court documents say all 4 victims were shot and killed. Video from the crime scenes helped officers track down
Nutbag.
was arrested during a traffic stop in Lincoln County just after 10 o'clock last night, and police say he had a gun on him.
Naylor was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder today and ordered to be held in jail without bail. A preliminary hearing was set in Cassia County for July 18th, another in Minidoka County coming up on July 23rd. Okay, so now let's get to Aspen with reaction from the community.
Put gag order on this one.
Always kids out playing in the neighborhood. We've always got people walking their
So this dude was just crazy and out roaming the neighborhoods, going and killing people left and right. This is
So this dude seriously didn't have a motive.
no, it doesn't seem like it, at least at this point. Humphrey's in the house. Gordon Shumway, Sarah D. Irish. Great to see you. Hold on, Willie, real quick.
There you go. No, I was just bringing this case up for you.
No, it's interesting though. True Seeker, good to see you. Humphrey, I love that name. Micro Blue, welcome back. Good to see you. Moonlight Baby, always a pleasure. Betty Davis Ides, love it. Scott, welcome back. Meanie's in the house. Good to see you. JK, what it do? What it do? LL, welcome back to you. But now my mom's back in the house today. Good to see you. Paco, Jewel 27, great to have you here. Crispy Biscuits, I just wanted to say it again. And of course, Dagburn, Johnny Gobble's dead Floozy Mama. Miss Tracy, great to see you too. Beach Babe, Tara, let's see. Mission Girl, good to see you. Louis Valos, I already seen you, sir, but welcome again. DW, welcome back. Cold Ore Covers in the house today with us.
Somebody said this seems targeted. Yeah, in my opinion, this doesn't seem targeted. This guy just shot random people.
It seems like it's all over the place and random, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. All right, let's see. You're welcome, Micro.
dogs, riding their bikes.
A Burley neighborhood that Michaela Quintana grew up in and is now raising her kids in.
This has just always been home for me.
A community she always considered safe.
I would say it's a good, nice neighborhood.
But Tuesday evening, she says that sense of security was lost when the street flooded with law enforcement at about 6 p.m.
There were cops running down the street with guns. That part of the neighborhood was surrounded by police. There were cops down at the end of this side of the street, and it was pretty crazy.
Welcome, Stuart.
All the cops.
At first, they weren't sure why police were there.
I just saw cops and guns, and immediately I went into a panic and went inside my house to get my kids put away somewhere safe.
Soon after, they learned their neighbors down the street, Donna and Kelly Jenks, were found dead in their home.
They came over and let us know that it was a murder that had happened, and then it was just all pretty unsettling. And that's not something you would expect to happen here.
Police arrested and charged Ben Naylor, the man accused of killing Kelly and Donna, but also two other victims in Cassia and Minidoka County. Police say all 4 bodies were found at different times on Tuesday. Quintana says she didn't learn about the total number of victims until Wednesday afternoon.
It kind of makes you realize that anything can happen in the blink of an eye. You're not always promised to live another day. You're not always promised even the next hour.
Quintana describes the Jenkses as model neighbors.
They're good neighbors. They were quiet. I mean, they stayed to themselves.
But for Ann Harper, the Jenkses were not only her neighbors across the street, but they became her family.
Welcome,
My
Meg.
youngest son married their only daughter. Her parents just adored that grandbaby that we share.
Harper says the Jenkses were big on family, but also took care of the neighborhood.
We became very good friends with them, and she's an avid gardener and constantly bringing over vegetables and tomatoes and cucumbers and corn and everything in the summer. And
What a piece of shit.
fisherman and love to bring us trout that he's filleted and deboned.
Losing them, she says, will leave a lasting impact.
It's just going to leave a void.
And we will continue to follow this story as more information comes out.
Just imagine, like, being her. It's like that dude could have picked your house.
That's what I mean. It's like there's no motive for some of this stuff anymore. This is crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see a motive, but when they said that he shot somebody at a gas station, you're not going to know that somebody's just at a gas station, that you're like hunting or something. So yeah, that has to be random.
Well, listen, dude, probably about 10 years ago, me and my second youngest son were at a gas station pumping gas, and he got out. He just liked to get out and stand there with me as I was doing it. And at the time, he was like 13, I think. And I seen 2 guys across the street from the gas station come walking down the road, and it was like May, and they're wearing these big old, like, triple fat goose trench coat type things, right? I looked away, no big deal. I'm like, what the hell? It's hot out here. Why are you dressed like that? Next thing I know, I hear pop, 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 and they start running. And I'm like, shit. And I tackled my son. Thank God he was on the same side of the car as me. Yeah. And down we go. And I'm like, what? I was so pissed. And then I'm like, they took off around the corner and jumped in this red car, and it screeched off. And I'm screaming, call 911, call 911. Somebody did. And next thing you know, cops come out of the projects that were down the road from us, screeching, like 15 cruisers chasing his car. I'm standing there. It's like, it's 2:00 in the damn afternoon. One of them, they could have shot this direction and hit my kid or something. It pissed me off so bad, like for no reason.
They don't give a shit.
No reason. And it wasn't even really a bad area, guy. It was, if you would have went 1 block over, it took you into the projects. But we were on a main road running into Niles, Ohio, and it was at a gas station. Babies and people, and everybody's outside because it's May, you know. And it's like, no, this ain't cool.
Yeah, I see these kids today. I mean, so young, dude, 11, 12, 13, 14, that, you know, they're doing this shit because, like, you know, they're on Instagram Live or they're on whatever live, and then all of a sudden they get in a shootout and it's cool or whatever today. It's like, what the frick happened?
Yeah. Well, it come out to be that they thought this dude lived in this house, and it was an abandoned house. So they didn't even have the right house. They were shooting up the house as a message to him. It's like, see, you don't even know what, like, you're just idiots. It's stupid and it's bullshit.
Exactly. They just shoot, and then if somebody else gets hit, oh well.
Yeah, it scared the hell out of me, though, because my son's standing right there in broad daylight, and anything could have happened to him. You know, I don't care about me, but anything could have happened to him. And it's like, no, I was pissed. I was so angry. I started crying, drove home. My wife was like, what the hell's wrong with you? And my son, it didn't even faze him. He's like, I'm all right. I'd have been all right. You got to calm down, Dad. I'm like, you don't understand. Whatever, dude. And that's a damn shame that they're so, like.
He said, calm down.
The kids are so, a lot of the kids, not all of them, but a lot of the kids are so, you know, numb to this kind of thing. Like, it's not a big thing. Nobody got hurt. You don't understand what just happened, kid, you know?
Right.
What's up, Kane? Good to see you, buddy. Anyway, it just, random people doing random things. Maybe this guy will find out it's got some mental health something, but I hope there's some reason behind it other than just randomly going around shooting people, you know?
Yeah, that shit's scary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Idaho's getting a little wild.
Yeah, you gotta. And Idaho, I'm surprised. I've been looking around, like JC was saying, even places like Iowa and things like that. It
Mhm.
happens everywhere, you know.
Oh yeah.
Happens everywhere. Welcome, Amy Conway. Good to see you. 107 peeps in the house, guys. Please make sure you're hitting that like button on the way through the door, and let's get this in the algorithm. We only got 35 likes in here with 100 people. Come on, y'all, please. You can do that. You can do it. Mega match. Mega match.
Come on now.
So did you watch it, Willie, or no?
Negative.
No.
I was
Okay.
I was actually I just want to hear a tidbit from like what it's about and before I watched it. So if it's worth
Yeah.
watching, I'll watch it.
I mean, it was, like I said, it was interesting. They didn't drop any real nuggets or anything of information. There was a couple things that I wasn't familiar with, but most everything in it was stuff we already knew. So
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be like a headpiece or something.
What's up, Jesse?
Does it?
It brought about they interviewed everybody kid wise, for those of you that didn't know. Ethan and Maisie, the whole Chapin family were in it through the whole thing. They also had Hunter and Emily and Josie and Ava. Ashlyn Couch was in it. They interviewed her. Of course, like I said, Karen and Laramie and her husband, Maddie's stepdad. Let me think here. I'm trying to think of who else they interviewed. They had the dean of students for U of I at that point, dude with the weird guile hair, as I call it. I can't think of his name. It wasn't Scott Green. It was somebody else. Cat Lady, welcome.
Did you get a solid number for how many kids were present during the 911 call? Like this Ava, was Ava there for the 911 call?
No.
So
not that they put out there.
Josie, Hunter, and Emily, and Dylan and Bethany, a total of 5?
Yeah, Josie, Hunter, Emily, Dylan and Bethany. So 5, basically. Yeah. But they said that, the 4chan guy, Tara's right. And then they did a whole thing on Papa Rogers and the people that covered him and where the channel that he, or the Facebook group that he followed, and how he disappeared when Brian got arrested, and the things he was saying. There was a lot of different things. We're all over the place with it. But like I said,
it's ironic the standard of evidence that you need to suggest that Brian was Papa Rogers on a national television program. But when we come on here and we actually use real, like, concrete stuff to suggest that Brent Kopaka might be involved or something, we get just laughed out of the joint and told, conspiracy theorists. And then Megyn Kelly's on there saying Papa Roger, and Netflix specials and Peacock specials saying Papa Roger. It's kind of ironic to me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny. We're right, Gordon. That's the whole point. They don't talk about stuff like that because that account was reactivated in 23. So if he's in jail, how did he do it? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed, whether you have a tablet or not. They monitor that. You're not allowed to get on those sites. So thank you. Good point, Gordon. It's just one more, and it was, in a sense, the things that were said to an extent were propaganda for sure. But a lot of it looks like it could have been filmed years ago. But then, like I said, at the end of it, they threw in that Brian took a plea deal on this day, blah 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 blah. So they played the whole thing through from beginning to end. Welcome, Chloe Penny. Good to see you. Let me check, make sure I got everybody. There's no meta warrant for BK. That's good. That's a good point. David Barracoa was on it. In my opinion, he did kind of act that way. I agree with you, Mr. Girl. And he played the victim, act like a victim. I'm this, I'm that. They were doing that, calling his parents jobs, doing this, people threatening him. Hunter and Emily said the same thing. They were being accused of being murderers, blah blah blah, so on and so forth.
I know who you didn't see on the documentary, and I didn't even watch it. I bet you didn't see Dylan.
There was no live interviews with her, but they did have pictures of her and videos of her on there. Yeah, you're right.
Pictures, videos, but no interview though, right? I'll mention that.
Neither one of them, Dylan or Bethany.
I heard of one part that I found particularly interesting when Hunter Chapin arrived at the house. I don't know if you remember this in the episode, Dago, but Hunter Chapin arrives and says, "Where's Ethan?" That's the first thing he says. "Where's Ethan?"
Yeah.
And they say, "Ethan's no longer with us."
Yeah.
Let's go get him. Let's go get him. I want to see him. You know. Now, my question is, this seems to be the very normal reaction. Where's Ethan? Right? So what I want to know is when Hunter Johnson showed up, why wasn't that his reaction? Why wasn't he saying, "Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan?" That is what you would expect. That is normal behavior. Emily is apparently friends with Xana. She's not friends with Dylan and Bethany. So
that's where
why doesn't she get there and say, "Where's Xana? Where's Kaylee? Where's Maddie? Where's Ethan?" These are the normal questions.
And that's where we're going to start at, because it was centered mostly around this whole show was centered mostly around, anybody that saw it that's in here can probably agree with this, mostly around Xana and Ethan. Most of it was centered on them. Okay. And their friends, and Maddie and Kaylee didn't even come up until quite a while afterwards. I think it was episode 2, maybe 3. And I was like, okay. And it still makes me wonder. I still feel like Xana and Ethan could have been targets. Now, the time frame is something else that was popped up there too. Said that they were home by 1:40. No, they weren't. Or were we lied to again? Okay. Because they didn't bring up the fight that happened at the frat house, conveniently. They didn't bring up a lot of details that should have been put in there to relate to some of the stuff that they were talking about. Welcome back, Becky. And it's like I said, it's interesting to me how they didn't do that. It was definitely turned in its own way. You know what I mean, Jesse? And that's true. Moonlit, good point. And you guys are going to help us with this as we talk about this. For those of you that saw it. Yeah, she says, and Barry said that he left someone's apartment at 4 a.m. and walked home and said it was deadly quiet and didn't see or hear things, and it was very strange to him. That was off to me too. Yeah, it was just the whole thing. It was sad in some ways and it was strange in others, and it made me think about other things again. But I still don't trust, because of what we saw with the 911 call, the text messages, the 8-hour, and they didn't hit on that too much. I was surprised. You'd have thought that they'd have made a bigger deal about that, but of course not, because then that makes Dylan and Bethany look bad. Okay.
Exactly.
So that's what my guess was on that. It says they did. If you read the text messages, someone texted because of a frat fight. Oh, and I didn't see that part. I walked away a couple times to go get coffee, Moonlit, so maybe I missed it. I probably shouldn't have, I guess. Meg says, yes, we found out that they only knew about Xana and Ethan being unalived. They found out about the 4 via text. Yeah. So that was another thing, is they didn't even know. They were all outside, supposedly. And they didn't know. Nobody even brought up Kaylee or Maddie for like a while.
I have a tough time believing that. I mean,
that's how they put it. I think it was Emily that said it. And then somebody once finally said, supposedly, oh, wait, Kaylee and Maddie. And then
they live there.
Right.
We seen them last night.
Exactly. They got
where did you think they were? Where did you think they were?
Exactly.
I mean, I could see maybe not understanding that Kaylee was there because Kaylee had moved out, but they all knew Maddie lived there, right? I mean, you go into a house.
Maddie's house.
How do they not?
If there's bodies coming out of a house and you know who lives in that house, the fuck you mean you're surprised about other people? Yeah. You know they live there. They live there.
Hunter and Emily are both saying that the police wouldn't talk to them. They just sat there for hours and nobody was talking to them. Nobody was saying a word. And then they got 2 vandal alerts. One was saying that there were 4 murders that had happened and telling everybody to stay, the first one, to stay away from there until they clear the scene, so on and so forth. And everybody said, what's going on? Oh my God. And freaking out. And then the second vandal alert is when it said, oh no, the first one said that the police were investigating a murder scene. That's what it was. I'm sorry. The second vandal alert said 4 people, and that's when it clicked, supposedly. And then they're like, where's Kaylee and Maddie, so on and so forth, and then realized that their phones were pinging inside the house. And then they if I mess anything up, you guys can correct me because I have a very bad short-term memory. I guess Emily approached a police officer or something and said, "What's this?" And they said, "I'm sorry that happened." And then they found out that the other two were in the house as well. So there was nothing about Murphy. They avoided all of the points, in my opinion, in this that every one of us would have asked. You see what I'm saying?
No, I bet.
Truly, Willie, truly. They avoided everything we would have asked. And I was a little disappointed with that.
What about the Snapchat maps? Weren't they looking at Snapchat maps throughout the night? Isn't that in the court documents?
I do believe.
So I mean, Dylan and Bethany knew that Kaylee and Maddie were in that bedroom. They would have seen it on the Snapchat maps, right?
Yeah.
And also the text messages that said, "Please answer," and "Are you okay?" and this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you're right, SRB. It was very strange.
Because of yelling up to them, because you all in the same house. Hey, y'all okay?
Right. And they made it seem like this was normal for Dylan. That they called Emily and this and that and everything else. And okay, come on, Hunter, let's go. And Josie, she's having one of her things again. We'll come check out the house. No big deal. And they laughed it off, right? And she said, "Yeah, we'll bring Hunter and he'll go through the house." And said they got there and the two girls were standing outside like this, scared. And Josie said, which you guys saw in the one clip, as soon as she walked in the door and felt immediately something was wrong. Now, it also states, which is not something that was in the document or anything, that Hunter goes in and they show basically like a first person perspective walking down the hallway to the door of Xana's room. And then they stopped it and said, "He stopped us from being traumatized," and goes in the room and said that it was Hunter is the one that made it a person passed out, although he already knew that it was more than that. You see what I'm saying? So it's claiming in that he basically knew what was protecting them from having to experience the trauma of it. And I'm like, okay.
But that's exactly opposite what we heard on the 911 call, right? They say that Hunter tells them to call 911 after he told them to get out. And so he goes in, sees Xana, says, "Get out, get out, get out, call 911, tell them somebody's passed out." But we listened to that live on the 911 call, and that didn't happen that way.
No. 911 call. And Hunter checked their pulses based on what this told us. He checked both their pulses.
So how did he get blood all over himself?
Yeah, you're not checking pulses and thinking that somebody's passed out.
No,
how are you not tracking blood around the house if you're checking pulses around somebody that's been stabbed 45 times?
Agreed. But here's the thing: is he knew that they weren't passed out, Jesse. That's the thing. He knew they were dead. He knew that it was a murder scene.
So he committed a crime?
It was stated that he's the one that chose to say passed out because he didn't want to traumatize them. That's where that came from. I don't believe it either.
Sounds like a very believable story.
That makes no sense, dude. And I think Twiz just said that's stupid too. Yeah, it is. It's dumb. And then he checked their pulses and they were dead. But then they related it to him saying, "Well, I don't think they're with us anymore."
So you can misreport a murder as long as you're trying to protect your girlfriend from being upset.
Guess so.
That's how that went by. And but we still didn't hear nothing on that. Yeah, thank you.
And you can grab a kitchen knife.
That never was spoken about, by the way. Nothing about him touching a knife.
Imagine that.
One of the biggest things that pissed me off, guys, and I'm not trying to attack them by any means, but I have to tell this because it's been bugging me. Like I said, the Chapins were in this a lot, okay? And they talked about how they dealt with it. Jim, Ethan's dad, is very ultra sensitive and very shaky with this whole thing still. Or then, for sure. And Stacy seems like the strong one, right? So they made it. I think Jules even brought this up too, and it pissed her off as much as it pissed me off, it seemed. But they basically made a statement that they went to go to the DMV with the other two, Maisie and Hunter, and they were getting things changed over, and somebody asked where Ethan was, and they said, "Oh, he's working." and they decided that they were going to start from there on out, just saying that they were twins and that they had twins, that there was no Ethan. That pissed me off so fucking bad. Excuse my language, but this kid's dead. This is your child. He's dead. And I mean this with all as much respect as I can muster for this. But just because he's dead does not mean he never existed. You don't erase him.
Remember what I said yesterday on the show? That the way they behave almost indicates that he was like a black sheep, like he had done something that, you know, I don't know if they're very religious or whatever, but it seems like some of their behavior could be explained by them just saying, listen, he got what he deserved. Not that he got what he deserved, but it was his mistake. It was his mistake that he got mixed up with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, the drugs, and so that's on him. It's not on us. Kind of that. I get that feeling from them.
Yeah, it was a very SRB is crazy. Absolutely right. Completely bizarre. Like I had to play it back because I went, wait, did they just say that? And they didn't bury him. They didn't. Jim said he couldn't bury him. They couldn't think of a place to put him where he would be safe, so they have him in their basement. Those were his words. And I went, you have what? And he goes,
what do you mean?
He's in it. He was cremated.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
He's in an urn, but no, Willie, it's not like that. But he's in their basement. And I'm thinking, like, what kind of honor is that to me? Maybe they have a finished basement and he's on a plaque. I don't know, you guys, but it didn't sound like it was being honored in the way that it should be. And again, all due respect, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them, but it was really strange to me. And then you hear Jim saying, well, I can go visit him every day down there, blah, blah, blah. So put him in your living room with the rest of the family, not the basement.
Yeah, that's where I mean. Yeah, that's where my daughter's mother is. She's on like the top of the thing right in the family room, not the basement.
Yes. I have my dog. Okay. My dog. This is a dog, not a human being, but my dog is right here next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he's my dog and I loved him 18 years. You bring them close to you to keep them close to you, not in the basement. It just bothered me. It was so strange. Yeah, his dad said he's down in the basement. Word for word, Mr. Girl's right. And it's I cocked my head like, what
the hell?
It's just creepy. It's so strange. Something's wrong. I don't know. Wait, I don't think he was. Well, how else would they have him down there, Kate? They wouldn't have his body down there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is what no.
They couldn't do that, I don't think. I mean,
you have to be on ice.
You'd have to be embalmed, and you would have to be like in a pressure chamber or something, or what the hell that's called. Cryogenic chamber, and I'm sure they don't have that. But yeah, that
I don't know. They're so weird. I wouldn't be surprised if they had that, to be honest with you.
It is, Meg. You're right. It's their choice. But it just came off so. I don't even know how to express my feelings on it, you guys. It was odd.
So what about the text message about Ethan's stuff? Did you see that?
Remind me, Jesse. Like I said, I have a bad memory. It'll come back.
Well, I didn't watch it myself, but Jules did a review of it, and
okay.
Apparently, there was a text message that somebody in the group, one of the group of friends, texted another friend that said they probably all OD'd on Ethan's stuff.
Oh yeah. That was, we were going to come to that too. That was a big deal. I was like, wait a minute.
And then Ethan's parents got a hold of that and freaked out.
And they went to Maisie and Hunter and said, is there something you need to tell us about your brother? It's okay, blah, 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 so on and so forth.
And see, this gets back to what I said yesterday about him being the black sheep of the family.
No, it makes sense. It does.
You know,
well, they were unhappy. They were definitely unhappy, Jesse, with him being with Xana. They didn't like that. That was something that we found out early on in the case. Hey, P, good to see you. And
I can tell you right now that none of my friend group would ever say they OD'd on Jesse's stuff, because anybody who knows me knows that I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I might drink more than my fair share of wine, but I don't do drugs. And people that know me know that. And nobody that knows me would ever text anybody about something like that.
Nobody's just going to say that shit.
And if they showed it to my family, they would probably laugh. They'd fall off their stool laughing.
Right.
And for anybody to text that suggests that where there's smoke, there's fire.
Agreed. And yes, Ginger, that's my point too. Well, I didn't see that either as telling the whole world that he's in the basement. It was just creepy to me the way it came off. I know what you're saying, Kate. I knew what you meant by it too, hon. I understood. I think she meant at first that they couldn't handle doing it and then burying him. And the way Jim was explaining it is he didn't want him far away from him. He wanted him close to him to protect him, and because of the whole situation, and that's why they did it. Which I get it to an extent, but to put it out the way you explained it was just off to me. So, definitely weird. Just the whole thing. SRB was really right. She was like, "It's weird, Dago. It's strange." So, a lot of the stuff in it was bizarre. And I guess Stacy has a necklace she wears that has some ashes in it of his too. That makes more sense. Yeah, there it is. Gordon just said it too. That makes some sense. I get that. You know what I mean? But yeah, she did go to Crime Con, I believe. I think JC said she saw them there when she went. I think it was about the book, The Little Boy Blue or whatever that was called. But the way he said it, he's down in our basement. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear something that's off key, you're just kind of like, what did you say? It's weird. Yeah,
like it'd be different if he was like, we have a shrine down there, that we made of him. We have his, propped up and our finished, not. It just sounds like a unfinished, dirty basement. You have him down with.
That's how he made it. Yeah, that's how he made it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell myself, like, okay, they got a finished basement with a living room or something, and he's over there. That makes it better for me. So,
yeah,
we have my family's ashes in our houses too, but like I don't know. I took it off. That's all. And let's see here. SRB, that's definitely not in the 911 call. We've seen and heard. The operator says, "Is she breathing?" He answers, "No." That was it. Yeah, that's true too. What did you say, SRB? I missed it. I told you it doesn't make sense what the doc states versus what we've heard. Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah, the whole thing was they completely screwed up that whole thing in there when they talked about the 911 call. Okay. One, they had Xana on the phone or Dylan on the phone when it was actually Bethany. They had the whole thing backwards. It was weird. And I guess people make mistakes, but if you're going to put something like that out, you better have the facts in line for some of that, everybody's watching you. Yeah, he did. He said his dad, Jim said he goes down there to talk to him. He said he talks to him all the time. He washes his Jeep all the time and talks to him while he's doing it. He's having a very, very hard time with this. I mean, very hard time. And I'm not saying Stacy's not, but she seems to be the one that's more grounded and is handling it better. And then there was a point where Hunter and Emily went and stayed with them for a while at their, I guess it's a lake house or something like a cabin. And said that they sat and talked and that Stacy helped get them through it. And he's they're amazing people, Hunter's saying, and I'm like, okay. So there was some other kid by the name of DJ. I don't know if he was a frat member with Ethan, but he showed up in there. They interviewed him. I had never heard his name before. They talked about how everybody was like leaving the Idaho to get the hell out of there because they were all scared. Hunter said they never used to lock their doors, but for some reason he woke up in the middle of the night and was locking all the doors, and they've never done that before, and he had no idea why he did it until after this happened. Ava says she woke up and they showed, this was when the house was still standing, how she woke up in the morning, and every morning you could see the house from her bedroom window or her spare bedroom window still there, boarded up and all that. Like they related to that kind of stuff. Hunter Chapin said, he was tired of every morning he'd wake up and the house is still standing, and seeing that it was an eyesore and it made him remember.
That's some bullshit.
You see what Just Amber said?
Dylan told them that she heard Dylan told them that she heard Kaylee and Maddie talking through her wall at 2 a.m. But that's not at all what she told the grand jury. That's true, Amber.
It's amazing that she could hear them talking through the wall, but she couldn't hear them getting brutally, savagely
or
attacked
screaming
through the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Stacy Chapin said, or yeah, H&E showed up. I roll. Then they said they were invited. Yeah. And then they said that when the Chapins got to Idaho, that night that Moscow PD put everybody in a hotel, and the Chapins stayed in a hotel room. But everybody else was in hotels, and they did say that they took everybody. The people that were interviewed said that they took them all, each one of them, to Moscow PD and took them each into a room and interviewed them singly, one at a time. So that did happen, but I don't know, other than the people that were on that show, who else was interviewed. So and then Moonbreaker, welcome, good to see you. Miss Krista Reality, hello and welcome back. Good to see you. You're good. No, don't ever worry about being late. Tinsel's in the house too. What did you say up here that I didn't get? Hold on. 1 second, guys. Never answered. Oh, let me find your other comment, Tinsel. Sorry. Did the Chapins mention Ethan's lie for playing basketball at all? They really avoided that topic. Oh, that's what you were saying, not lie. Hold on. His love. No, that didn't get brought up at all. Does anybody else remember hearing anything about basketball or anything? Because I don't.
No, he's tall.
It was Meg. Completely weird how he locked the door and this and that. I mean, it sounded like he was trying to make a point by saying that. What it is, I can't give you yet, but it was weird.
I heard Adam plays a lot of basketball.
I heard that too before. And then they showed the Jack Showalter thing, and they were going into how they talked about all of us for a while. I was actually kind of nervous that they were going to show my channel at some point going through something. But they showed a couple other YouTube channels just showing what they were talking about for like a quick second. Because I ended up at the end of that Paramount thing, and I didn't want that again. So thank God it wasn't. That got good training. What to do, Ellie? Yeah. I forgot about that Aba girl too, and I'm not 100% sure where she lived at, but it was close to there. They didn't bring, or they brought up Jack Showalter and how everybody was so suspicious of him that nobody knew who he was at first. One or two of them said that they did know who he was. I can't remember. I think it was Hunter Chapin said that they didn't know who he was or something like that. And then they figured that all out, and he was cleared and blah, blah, blah. But at first they were talking about how he was standing there like he was following them around and blah, blah, blah. But we've heard completely different stories about that. You know what I'm saying? That he was asked to walk them home and things like that. So why did
at this point, anything that's, I mean, they're going to make a bunch of shit now that he, once this is over, they're going to make a ton of different stuff, dude. And all of it's going to be, most of it's going to be bullshit because they can.
The funny thing I'll say about the whole thing was they actually made JLR look like the serial killer himself. They made him look like a stalker. They showing him stalking around places, and I'm like, well, that was true. Yeah, way too many conflicting stories, Meanie. Also, they said that Xana and Ethan left. Yeah, that's the next point I wanted to get out. Thank you, Kate. They left Sigma Chi to go home at 1:40, but Hitler said that they weren't home. It was 2 a.m. and then after 2:30. I still want to know where they went. See, we were told that they left. They went, or was it 9 o'clock that they left initially, or was it? Am I wrong? Somebody fix me if I'm wrong. They were at Bethany saw them at that dance thing or party, whatever it was. And then they left. Now, maybe it was 1 something. Okay. But see, we've heard 5 stories about that. They told Jeff that they were home at 12:30 eating pizza. But I know why that happened because of the whole fight thing. And then, okay. So 1 something is when they supposedly left Sigma Chi. Where did they go? I want to know where they went when they left Sigma Chi because they didn't go home. We know that they didn't go home. And I'm telling you guys, I swear to you.
Oh, did they go eat more food?
No, dude. No, they
Since
went
that's what
somewhere else.
they're always doing, eating.
I think whatever that is, Willie, is the answer. Because I still feel like somebody may have followed them home and something may have ensued at that point. Okay. That's truly my thought.
Well,
and I
remember when the court documents came out and we heard that they were sitting on the bed talking about going back to the food truck, and we were all kind of scratching our heads like, why would they just got home from the food truck? How could they possibly be scratching? How could they all be talking about going back to the food truck? And I believe at that time I said, it sounds like something Dylan would have made up to cover for the fact that all the phone activity was going on when she'd previously said she was sleeping, right? And then now it changes again, and she says she heard them talking through the wall. So I mean, it really sounds like Dylan is just making shit up to
That's sad. Then how old's Dylan? So you're telling me a 21-year-old freaking college girl, was able to maneuver her way and bullshit law enforcement like this? Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know if I'm giving her credit for being elusive or just law enforcement was like, see no evil, hear no evil, just like.
But if you're law enforcement,
I don't think they wanted to find out anything.
But why are you letting a person like Bethany and Dylan were both in the home? Take their sex out of it for a second. Dylan and Bethany were both in the home. 4 people are dead in the home. They were hanging out for 8 hours. You have to interrogate those. You have to split them up, interrogate them, pin them against each other until you get the truth. That's what you need to do. Not send them off to the same goddamn hotel.
And they can't be cleared until they give you a straight story that actually fits and makes sense.
Exactly.
None of this bullshit fucking half-assed stuff that doesn't fucking make any sense.
But instead, from the start, they get treated as victims and they're just interviewed and then put up in hotels. Come on, man.
And you'll love this, Jesse. One of the big statements that was made by Emily was they brought up the drug thing, and she was like, we don't do drugs. We don't do drugs. And that was just crazy because there's no drugs around here. So are you serious?
Well, how did they explain that text message ODing on Ethan's stuff? That was just one random. Did they write that off as whoever sent it was crazy?
Well, that was why she brought it up. Like, we don't do drugs here. We never have. It's never been like, are you what? Why are you lying about it now? You're out of college now. Who cares? Even if you weren't, who cares? You're in college. It's a normal thing. Well, we don't do drugs. We never.
How do we know? How do we know a couple of them didn't die from a drug overdose?
We don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, toxicology stuff.
Just because we were told they were all stabbed, how do we know?
Yeah.
We haven't seen any. There's no records we're going to be able to view, are we? Are we going to be able to see their like autopsies and shit?
Probably not, dude. They're everything's probably going to be sealed. Seriously.
So there you go. So we're really never going to know. So they could have really died anyway. Just because what we're told. I mean, they lied to us from the beginning. Mabbitt came out and said all complete horse shit.
Not important.
Yeah, so now we're going to believe that it was, only blood in 2 rooms. And even if there was any blood, for Christ's sakes, you have Ethan going up, checking pulses. And then he's tracking blood throughout the home then, just walking around. Nah, man, something's off. Something's off. And unfortunately, because he pled, we'll never know.
Well, maybe we can hope that one day we will learn something.
I hope. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in the next couple months. I do think
there's enough people involved in this, though. Like I said, all 5 of those people that were present during the 911 call have to be lying, in my opinion, because
we know they are.
The stories keep on changing, right? The truth stays the same. The stories keep on changing. And that's a lot of people to keep a secret. That's,
it is.
One of those 5, maybe I don't even know if Hunter Johnson and Emily are still together, but maybe one day they split up and one of them wants to tell the truth. Says, I never wanted to lie about it. Hunter made me do it. Or Emily, I did it for Emily. Or, this kind of shit happens.
It could be Brian guy. What's happening, Brian? Good to see you, buddy.
Or if, like, Dylan or Bethany grow up and start having a conscience and they're like,
I think Dylan and Bethany are the last 2 that are going to come forward to tell the truth.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, let's go back to Dave.
Yeah, right.
If we believe Dave was the real McCoy, and I do, because everything he said is nothing he said has been debunked.
He was vetted by 2 different people. Daniel vetted him. I don't care what he says because I know he did, and then Lana did too. So yeah.
And everything he's said is fitting together, and none of it's been debunked. So I think Dave's the real McCoy, and there would have to be more than one Dave out there. There'd be 20 or 30 more Daves, right? That can come forward at any time.
Absolutely, 100%. And I feel like
their names might not be Dave, and some of them might be female. By the way, just letting you know.
Very well could be. Very well could. Dave was the interview. For those of you that are not familiar, he was a student there that came forth and did an interview with the Drunk Turkey Show first, and then with Lana, and he did it under voice changer, and had his identity hidden. Was in one of the fraternities and told it all basically. So, right, Noel, Dave's not here, man.
But according to Dave's story, there was like 50, 60 people on these text threads, right? So it wasn't just the really tight group around that house. It was like friends of friends of friends, and large groups of people that would have been getting these messages that morning.
Absolutely. And Dave said he woke up he was supposed to go to work at 9, got up, and the message was already there. So he didn't know exactly when it came through. So, what did he say, Jesse, that they initially thought it was an overdose, and then they changed it to people were shot or something like that. And then it came out what it was. So it changed 3 different times, I think.
See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You should know right away, dude, with the amount of blood and with the amount of stab wounds that were supposedly, told that each had. Man, you would know right away, bro. Come on.
Yeah, Dan, by the way, is Brian, you guys. Brian's ramblings. He just had to use a different name. So,
wait, who?
Dan here, Dan Smith is Brian. Brian's ramblings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, why is that person talking like Brian?
He had a problem with his account or something, so he just started using that.
Okay. That's fun.
Password problems that he couldn't figure out. So
What's up, Dan?
Brian, Dan, Brian. Right, Ginger. So let me see here. I don't think that was real footage, P. I wondered that myself. It looked like it was probably AI. They may have cut it with 1 or 2 pictures or something.
So
but if that was, it was a big party based on what they said. I mean, the whole house was full. And they never brought up, David Loach never got brought up. Okay. Like I said, the fight never got brought up, of course, because that points to something different than their narrative. It was very spooky, I believe. There she is. About time you got here.
Spooky.
Jake was in Boise and had called I think he called Stacy or something like that. Or not Stacy, Karen, Maddie's mom. And that's how she started to find out about what was going on there. I think this is master plan, y'all. What do you think, Brian, about the plea thing? By the way, guys, yesterday was Molly's birthday, so please tell her happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And like I said, last night I was going to do that. I didn't get a chance to because that show was kind of traumatic. So
being an American to me means having an abortion with a gun.
What?
I was talking to myself, dude. I just saw something. Somebody said something that fucking triggered something in my brain.
Gotcha. Hold on a minute here.
The comedians I watch, dude, are like, they're just starting to like get popular. It's awesome. Like Theo Vaughn and like Tim Dillon.
Schultz.
He's all right. I'm more of like I love Dave Chappelle growing up, dude. The Chappelle Show is like my.
You like Bert?
What's his name?
Bert Kreischer.
I did, but his laugh's starting to get annoying. His little, his high pitched laugh.
Yeah.
He always does that shit. You know what I mean? The story of like the machine is hilarious, but
Yeah, the whole thing is.
you know what I mean? He's just gotten old, in my opinion.
Nah, and what disappointed me was I was a huge Kevin Hart fan, but he got so commercialized. And
Oh my god, yeah, he's on like all the gambling things now. I hate that stuff, dude. Where it's like,
I agree. All right, Molly, here you go, dear. You got your cake there too, so hold on, dear.
Cat Williams.
Happy birthday, Molly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Molly. Happy birthday, Molly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Molly.
Carlin the goat.
All right,
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
Molly.
Molly. We love you, dear.
I like
Okay.
I like Cat Williams too.
Oh yeah,
Can't
Carlin
even
was.
do a full minute.
Tim Dillon's interview on CNN was just awesome. I thought his last interview on CNN.
Oh
Cat.
yeah, dude, I can't even believe he did that. I was like, yes.
He nailed it. He made them look so stupid. It was just
Oh,
He's
dude,
amazing.
doing a lot of that stuff.
he's
Yeah.
such a real person, dude. I love Tim Dillon more than anybody.
I was a huge Robin Williams fan. That pretty much broke me a little bit when he passed on. That
Oh,
was-
dude, yeah, he was a good soul. That's what I mean. A lot of people don't know. Like comedians are the saddest people.
that's why they do the comedy shit, because it helps them get through their.
Joey Diaz is like in my top 5.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Chris D'Elia, I think is hilarious. Not his stand up, but just his podcast. Like shit like that is what I like, dude.
What about what's her damn name? The
Brittany
blonde.
Cummings?
The chick?
Yeah, I can't. She's blonde. There was,
Not Schumer, right?
no, God, no.
Oh, I was gonna say.
There were 2 of them. There, Liza.
I'm trying to think of any funny chick comedians.
There were
Cummings. What's her name? Brittany Cummings or something?
Brittany
She's pretty
Cummings.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
Oh God, Mr. Girl. The early Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious, of course. I remember putting that in my Walkman, listening to those going, ooh, I hearing that. Chelsea, yeah. That's Sarah Silverman. I used to love her. She was hilarious.
Oh yeah. That shit was funny, dude.
Yeah, she's a
Dude,
trip.
all that stuff could not air today. Like, like I said, the Chappelle show or people would their heads would explode.
So very politically incorrect now. So yeah, John Candy was amazing. Yes.
But like, what did we do back then? We were just like, we just like actually laughed and didn't get in our feelings.
Willie. They didn't care. It was just whatever. I mean, how about Eddie Murphy used to make jokes about black people? Okay. I mean, and gay people, and like the whole
Chris
thing.
Rock has an epic joke about black people.
Yeah.
I can't say it, but
you see what I mean?
Essentially, what he was saying is the only people that hate more than is
and that was okay. People laughed and they didn't.
Yeah, it's just comedy. But look what happened this year. Somebody made a joke about Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden, people are rioting in the streets. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Everybody got.
It was a joke, and you have riots.
Big time.
What?
Who was it? The dude from that played Kramer on Seinfeld. Michael.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Well, he got ousted. You'll never see him anywhere again because he made a statement.
What happened?
One of his stand-ups that came off as a racial statement, and he was done.
There you go. It's funny how people just disappear, and you're like, "Where'd they go? Did he die?" And you're
Remember
like,
what happened to Roseanne Barr? Remember what happened to her?
actually, yeah, but she kind of made a comeback with Tom McDonald. That was, I don't know if you ever. Yeah, that was funny as hell. Is that what they did to her though?
Yeah, she's gone. She was on some kind of medication or something and said something the wrong way. And
wow, they did the same thing to the Wendy Williams, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What about the Papa John's owner?
Yeah.
Apparently, he was on a conference call with his company.
Said the N-word though.
Yeah, but he said you're not allowed. These are the words you're not in the context of. You can't go around saying the N-word, and he instead of saying he just said the N-word without saying the N-word.
Oh, so he was talking about it.
It was in that context, right?
Oh, wow.
And they stole his company from him.
Yeah, and now Papa John's absolutely sucks.
Used to be my favorite pizza too.
Right, me too. With the freaking garlic butter, dude. Oh,
and the little pepperoni. Hell yeah.
Oh, not now.
Nope, it sucks now. Like everything else has gone to shit.
I know, right? Like even everything back then was better, dude. Like McDonald's actually looked like a play area for kids to go have fun. Now it looks like a jail when you go past like a McDonald's. But everything was colorful back then. Now it's like,
I don't like Amy Schumer as stand-up, but I liked her in some of her movies, Molly. She's funny in her movies, but as stand-up, I never cared for her. But that other chick too that was on Saturday Night Live that did the Ghostbusters thing.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the white girl that played basically the female version of Egon. She's hilarious too. I love her to death. Hey KP,
Roseanne was funny, dude.
Yeah, Roseanne was, and they took that show completely from her, and it's doing amazing. So, the thing with Wendy Williams is terrifying. A bank can take over your life and tell you how to spend and trap you in a home. Same thing I did with Britney Spears. That's why she's going nuts right now with all her videos.
Yeah. That's why sometimes I like being a normal person and not in any kind of spotlight or anything like that. Because, like, dude, it doesn't sound fun what you have to like turn over to have that kind of life.
Yes, I know what I can't think of his real name. Tinsel. He was funny too. Definitely funny.
I didn't mean to go off topic. I was just.
Oh, it's good, dude. It's good. It give us a little bit of thought to laugh about. That's an awesome thing. Yeah. Josie said women comics are horrible. Jokes about one night stands and periods.
Maybe that's why I don't watch a lot of, because it's all about mostly sex and like guys.
There's two that I think are hilarious though. Is Liza, what's her name, and the other one does a lot of roasts. She's a bigger woman. She's just raw. She doesn't.
I'm just always seeing Amy Schumer everywhere
on his birthday or whatever.
Say that again, Jesse.
The blonde roasted Tom Brady on his birthday. I know what you're talking about. I'm going to go Google it.
Yeah, she was pretty funny.
Tony Hinchcliffe destroyed Tom Brady when he was like, nice shoes. Do we have a divorce or some shit?
Yeah.
He said you look like a Confederate fat.
There you go.
You know the word.
Yeah, I think you're right, Katie. She's funny.
That was a great roast because it turns out Tom Brady was actually mad during the roast. He whispered into Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah, he whispered into Tony Hinchcliffe's ear that he was going to kick his ass. And so that makes it even better, dude.
Well, apparently, Chris Rock or Will Smith was really mad at Chris Rock.
Oh my God!
Yeah. I still can't believe that.
I remember watching that.
Don't we feel sorry for Will Smith though? What he's had to put up with that wife of his. I mean,
oh my God,
that's just crazy stuff.
He deserves it.
She's a mess, dude, and you could watch. You knew that was something was coming when she made the face like whatever, and next thing you know, there he goes. And
yeah, but first she was laughing. That's what pisses me off.
From Halle Berry to that.
Yeah, she's not a good person in my opinion.
But it pisses me off that they were laughing at first, and all of a sudden she gets mad, and then he stops laughing. Like, dude, that's the stupidest way to do it.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett is somebody that, well, one, she's admittedly said she does not like white people in her own way.
But let's go back to that two-way street. What happens if me and you would have got up, Dago, ran up there and smacked Chris Rock?
Bro, you know that would have been completely.
Oh, okay. So this guy gets to go down, sit down, and then he gets he gets like an award, and people are cheering for him. It's so fake, dude. Hollywood's so fake.
Yeah, Will. I feel bad for Will, but at the same time, he could stand up to it and move on, but he won't.
That's why I don't feel bad, because like if you know she's toxic, then why are you still there?
Well, my understanding, it could be that it's not even true, but you read it in the tabloids that she didn't even want to be with him, that he's basically begging her to stay with him and shit like that.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, she was openly cheating on him, right?
That's what I understand.
Yeah,
and
she was like with Tupac. Tupac's her true love. That's who she really wants to like be. He wants some like reincarnated in other body. That's what she wants.
Will is definitely not a Tupac. That's for damn sure. She made him a rug. So anyway,
so what do we think? Do you guys see some, kind of wrench into the gears coming with this case, or you think he's just gonna plead, and then we move on? What do you think? What do you think's coming?
I don't even know. I feel like in my stomach that something's gonna happen, Willie, but what it is, I can't tell you. I mean, I have ideas.
Yeah, I just can't be okay with this, dude. Like,
let me ask you this, Willie: Are you going to move on? Are you going to stop thinking about it? Are you going to stop asking questions? Are you going to stop looking for information and trying to figure out what happened here?
If everything goes just how like they wanted to, and he pleads and he goes away, every day am I gonna like keep trying to figure this out? No. I have a life. Yeah. I've spent 2.5 years fighting, losing sleep. Some nights it's like I'm stripped away from my daughter and put in solitary, and like I had nightmares and all this kind of shit just to wake up and watch him plead guilty. So like when he did that, it did something to my psyche, I guess, where I'm now just in like coast mode, bro.
I feel you, but I don't think I'm going to stop asking questions.
Well, I'm always going to have questions, because me and it's all bullshit, but like those questions are never going to get answered, unfortunately.
People out there that are just going to keep on digging and digging and digging.
How do we get these questions answered, bro?
How do they get the questions answered?
How do we get the questions answered?
Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we do. Maybe it takes years.
That's what I mean. If you have years to like dedicate to I have I got stuff going on.
People are still digging for answers on JFK. This isn't as big as JFK, but it's getting pretty big.
Yep. I mean, and it Twiz made that statement, and it kind of does make some sense. That is this a modern day Lee Harvey Oswald situation? Because it sure as hell reads the same way to me. You know what I mean? And we'll see, but it just.
Yeah, but you're talking about a sitting president that was shot, and
no, you're right about that. That's the difference of it. But something is it just doesn't fit. I can't let it go.
None of it fits. None of it fits. That's like, even if if it was one part that didn't fit, it'd be like, all right, but none of it fits. That's why I can't fathom why he's pled guilty.
Right. Yeah, nobody in their right mind would do it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Even if I did it, bro. Even if I did it and I see all this misconduct and you guys fucked this up, you violated my rights here, you violated my rights there, I'm taking you to court. We're going to court.
100%. See, I tried to think that way, Josie. I tried to think the whole like that. He pled. That was me. I can't. My brain is like, no, dickhead. No, it's not okay. You can't let it go. You know what I mean? I can't let it go.
Yeah, trust me. I hope something happens from now until the hearing. But like, when I heard that Hitler could deny his, I was like, damn. Well, that's it then.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. I did watch the whole thing, Busy. Like I said, I got up a couple times and I may have missed a couple little spots, but come on, guys. Anybody in the chat, throw up some stuff. We'll talk about and toss it around, because I know I'm forgetting things. There's more to it, but I watched it all together at one time, and like I said, I got really bad short-term memory. This scar's there for a reason. So, Mike Baker of the New York Times said the interview story is, oh yeah, that's definitely been debunked. That interview thing with him doing the whole interview in the fall, just blow that off, guys. It's not real.
Yeah. Now, I'll never trust the system again, Jesse. That I'll never do. I'll never trust, that our system actually works. So
it's a joke. Why was there no photo of the officer wear the mask in the house? Are they saying after 8 hours there was no smell? Hold on, Jacob. Jacob usually asks pretty interesting questions. Why was there no photo of officer wearing mask in the house? Well, from what I saw, Jacob, they had like Tyvek suits on and the whole headpiece on because of the.
yeah,
I think so. I think there was, bud. I think there was.
unless he's talking about like what's his name when he hopped in the U-Haul. I don't know.
They brought that in. That was in there showing him in the U-Haul, and they showed a little bit about him and Roger Lanier. It just this one was not as interesting to me as the
I
others.
just feel like we're more pissed, dude, than Ann Taylor, and I don't like that.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, but we don't know we don't see her, we don't hear her.
No, but we saw her mannerisms, and like the other two lawyers looked more pissed than she did.
Right, but remember one thing though, she still has to stay professional, and because of who she was representing, she can't show certain emotions. I don't think, even though she did have a smile on her face quite often through that period. I don't know, that was a little weird to me.
Why? She's private. She's private now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that Jesse pointed that out too. KP Hunter Johnson looked like hell. He really did. He looked bad. So, and I said, is it the stress because he lost his friend? Is it stress because he knows something he's not talking about? Is he on something? Like, what's the deal with it? You know?
Yeah, well, and the other comment about they sent him in to deal with it, and that's the thing. I strongly believe that all these kids are cooperating in a lie, because if what they were saying was true, if Dylan and Bethany just told them the story that they claimed to have told them and then involved them in that manner, they should be furious at Dylan and Bethany. They should be questioning, like, listen, I showed up, I didn't know what was going on here. I was told this is all I know is what I was told, but they're not saying that.
Right.
They're really getting back behind Dylan and Bethany's story and endorsing it and participating in the cover up.
Right. So, and now we're getting from the other side, Jesse, that we now know I'm going to say for a fact now that the Gonsalveses believe that there is more than just Brian involved in this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They've said it more than one way, Willie.
Well, and who told the Gonsalveses that story? Like that story that Steve and Christy told on Drunk Turkey. Did they just get it that wrong, or did they? No, he claims he misheard things, but
that was bullshit.
I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility that Hunter actually told him word for word the story that he repeated on Drunk Turkey, and now Steve has got to wonder, what do I do now? I mean, that just isn't the way it happened.
Right. And that's now that we see that things have been turned around so many different times. What do we know is true or false? You know, we hear one thing and then we say, well, that was told to us a different way. And then we call it a lie, but then we get told it another way again. And it kind of resembles the first time.
But then and now maybe Steve
tried to put him on the back foot and demand an answer. Like, listen, Steve, the story that you told us before doesn't match up with what we know now.
Exactly. And maybe Steve sees why we are on here. Maybe Steve finally sees why we've been asking questions for the past two and a half years. I mean, I know he's been mad at like channels for talking about this, but maybe he sees now what we've been talking about. You know what I mean?
I think all three of us probably can agree with this, that he's pissed at the state. He's pissed at the Moscow PD. He's pissed at the FBI. Everybody. He's pissed at everybody. And I think from what we've seen from Steve Gonsalves thus far, it's gonna trigger here soon, and he's gonna go off, okay? And he's gonna start either throwing things.
Comes over here and it's like, hey guys, you know, like something's not right.
Well, Twiz swears up and down. He keeps saying he's coming to the dark side. So who knows?
Well, that's not really the dark side. It's finding out the actual truth side. You know,
for them, it's the dark side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And I can almost say that he's right, because he wants justice, he wants truth, he wants answers. Like I said, Birdie did that one stream and he said, I'm telling you, he's not just pissed because Brian didn't get the death penalty. He's pissed because he wanted the trial so he could hear it all and get the truth. And I agree with that, because Steve's always said that. The truth will come out of the trial. We need this trial. We need this trial. And I agreed with them on that because the whole case would come out. We didn't get any of it. None of it.
And I've never said once that I hated Steve or anything, because a grieving father, I don't know how I would react. So, he did. Yes, he said a lot of stupid shit, this, that, and the third. But he lost his daughter, man.
And don't forget, he was also fed all of that, Willie. In my opinion, I still now think that they used Steve and Christy because they had the loudest voice. And I think they used them to roll this narrative all the way down the track until they got to this point. And now that, don't worry, Steve. No matter what happens on the state and the federal level, it's going to happen. Death penalty, death penalty, death penalty. No deals. And now they're done with him.
Yep.
And I feel bad for him in that sense. Of course, I've always felt bad for him as a parent. And I feel like we can't completely blame him for the things he said, because in a sense, I feel like that was what was happening. They were giving it to him on purpose, knowing that he's going to say things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, unless there's some handbook that says, this is what you do when your child, you lose a child. No, man, nobody knows how they would react. Nobody, unless it's happened to you.
Everybody has different personalities, as we saw.
I'd lose my mind. I'd go clinically insane.
You'd have to lock me up. Just telling you, you got to put me in a hospital because I could not handle that.
Yeah. So I mean, at least he can, I guess, get on and do normal things with his life. I wouldn't be able to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like the way that Steve came out and some of the things he said, kind of threatening Brian's family and stuff like that. That's not the way to do it, but I understand you're angry, really angry. I get that. Yeah. And I think you should be. I support you on that. But you got to calm down or you're going to end up in there with him. And you can't make those threats because it's not right. You got to open your eyes a little bit more too. And I don't think that Steve has used his mind in the right way. I think because I still don't think he grieved right and long enough and got into this immediately. In turn, his mind's a mess. He's all screwed up. He's leading with emotion and all that shit, guys. So
he hasn't had time to sit down and grieve yet.
No, And
I'll tell you what, if this doesn't sit well with him, and he thinks he's not going to be able to sit well. So even after this, if they truly think there's other people involved, dude, if I truly thought there's other people involved with my daughter's, there's no way I'm just going to accept because they got one person. Okay, let's move on. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's why he's so pissed. And Heather,
especially when you sit there and you look at Brian Koberger and you look at sort of a frail, maybe a guy that has autism and this and that, and you think, like, if there's other people involved, who are those other people? Like if there's other people involved, I don't see other people working for Brian Koberger. No. You know what I mean?
No,
is Brian Koberger going to be able to make you?
He's not that dude.
Under his thumb, Willie.
If Brian is involved in this at all, Brian's on the bottom.
That's what I mean. Like he's not the heavy behind this, right?
No, he's not that guy, pal.
Nope. And if drugs are the motive, and I've long suspected that there's the drugs that they're trying so hard to cover up have to mean something. Otherwise, why are they covering them up?
Of course.
And if it's drugs, I mean, it's likely that Brian's just a driver if he's even involved at all.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. See, you just said it right there. Say Brian's involved somehow, right? I can't understand why he wouldn't.
Driver to go down for this, that would be horrible for Steve.
Sure. That's what I mean. But why? But he's not. In my opinion, he's not somebody to not this hardened criminal that's not going to flip on like the people that actually who did it with them. So I can't get if he did it, he would have flipped.
That's what I don't understand. That's what makes
with other people.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I fully agree with that one, Willie. There's nothing. He has nothing to lose. So who would you be protecting? And that's kind of what Steve said too. Like who are you protecting if you are? And that's why I don't think there's any involvement with him. Okay, because I think if he was involved with somebody else and he knew who it was, he would have said something. In my opinion.
Not just that, these other people were probably heavy hitters, and Brian probably wouldn't be here anymore if he was planning on. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
They would have found him in jail.
That's my opinion too. If they still don't, I'm just saying I don't think it's gonna last very long. I'm trying to pull something up here to refer back to, and I cannot.
And I think it's very interesting what Jesse said, because this is the first time I've heard this about Ethan's stuff. I never knew Ethan had any stuff. I never knew that was.
They're saying that that statement was made, and then the parents basically said that they went to Hunter and Maisie and said, so, okay, they repeated that to him and said, is there something we need to know about your brother that you haven't said?
Mm-hmm.
They swear up and down no. So
yeah, but they're just they're not going
to. Of course not. That's what I'm saying. Where it came from, your guess is as good as mine.
See, that's the thing, though. I mean, I'm not going to ask you guys what you do, but my parents aren't going to ask anybody or need to talk to anybody. They're going to know. So, like I say, if that text message comes out about me, my friends and family aren't asking any questions. They're simply laughing it off because they know. And if you're not laughing it off, then what do you really know, right?
Something's making you think something.
We're not talking about teenagers. We're talking about kids in college. And I think when you're doing drugs, people around you know about it. When you're a teenager, you haven't been doing it for you've been dabbling a little bit here and there. But by the time you're in college, I think if that's what you're into, it's going to be difficult to hide it from people that are close to you.
Oh yeah.
Especially if everybody else is doing it as well, which it would appear in Moscow that there's a lot of that going around.
I'm sure. It's a college, yeah, dude. Especially today with like all the shit coming over the border and like. Yeah, it's not like back then where people just drank. Now it's like pills, and then you pull out the white stuff, and then fentanyl all of a sudden's in everything. It's
Say that last part again, Willie.
No, I was just saying, there's fentanyl in basically everything today. So for Mabbitt to come out and be like, oh, the toxicology reports really don't matter. Who the hell are you to say that? They could be the most important things in this investigation.
Mabbitt, that interview that they did with her, that first one we saw, she was very nervous, in my opinion, and I think she was scripted. She was fully scripted.
That's what I mean. So so right off the bat, we're getting bullshit, and right off the bat, they're covering it up. It's like, how do we believe anything from there on out?
Right. Right. Whatever.
You've got one.
One?
Not one pot sticker. I'm saying you're going to get more.
I was watching a stream a couple hours ago, and he was replaying an old interview he did, and he claims that he could ID the guy that called into his show, and the guy was the son of one of the owners of 1122 King, and he was calling in pretending to be some other random guy, but somehow Birdie and what's that woman's name? Do you know? Does anybody know the woman's name? Phoenix, Birdie and Phoenix.
Yeah.
That they ID'd this guy, and he was talking about how there's drugs everywhere and they're all into drugs. And it was kind of interesting. I don't know. I can't verify for its validity.
It was interesting to me that Michael Koberger, if it's a true statement, made a statement to Jeremy's mother that you do know that there's drugs all over that house.
Well,
lots of drugs within that house. So for him to know that,
I think you're kidding. I think you're kidding yourself if you don't believe that. I mean,
right.
I've been threatening to put out another video on Twitter, because then the reason I put them out on Twitter instead of YouTube is because probably just get banned if I do
more than likely.
And I don't want to mess with my my day job.
No, unless you just picked up a different channel. But yeah.
But I actually want to bring up all the pictures of the people involved in this case, stack them all up side by side, and say, look, this guy's Hunter Johnson. This is what he looked like before the crime. This is what he looks like after the crime. Judge for yourself. Here's Kara Kernodle. Here's Ben Mogan. Here's Molly McMichael. These people are all connected. They all have ties to the crime. And look at them. I mean, maybe you can't say they're all junkies.
No, but I know what you're saying. Yeah. What's up,
but
Quiz?
It's quite clear that that a lot of the people that have ties to this crime have serious drug problems, and serious drug problems go a long way to motive. I mean, it opens up so many more possibilities.
Well, it's huge. The whole area has issues with it, not just that specific spot.
And also, when we start speculating about whether the roommates are being honest, we start pointing fingers and theorizing that people might be guilty of something. A lot of people don't like that, but when we're talking about people that are involved with drugs, I think that's a little more justified as well. You should never take anybody's word for it when there's drugs involved.
Good point. Yep, I do agree.
Yeah, but they freak out when you say that people use drugs in that house. They're like,
I know. It's like, no, we never touched drugs. We never used drugs. There was no drugs. Or everybody that has been, I don't believe you. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you.
You don't get high on your own supply.
Yet they feel perfectly comfortable saying that Brian Koberger was Papa Roger.
There's 100 people in this house the day before the murders happened. 100 people, and you're going to tell me that there wasn't even
that's crazy.
There was no weed. There was nothing in that house. Stop lying to yourself and me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
how did we know? Yeah, but how did we know somebody didn't see something in the house that they wanted to come back the next day for? Right, the next night for or whatever, they go in. Oh shit, everybody's here, and something happens. Like that's much more of a motive than Brian.
That's always been a theory on a motive for me, is that because of that party the day before, Dave stating that drugs were definitely sold out of the house, and it was known as a regular place to go. That maybe somebody saw something of a larger stature and said, "I want that," and went back for it. And
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
And the Molly McMichael story, as I've mentioned before, when her husband was murdered, I think the court documents say that it was an argument over moving furniture. But you look at Molly McMichael, you read between the lines. I don't think that murder was over furniture. Let's put it that way. And Pav,
I heard it was a drug deal gone bad.
It was.
Pav,
it was a drug deal.
Has a theory that they were trying to steal the guy's stuff.
That's what I think too. I believe. Yeah, I think that they went there and it was a setup, and like either what Twiz just said, that was a bad drug deal, or they were trying to steal shit from him, and it turned out bad. So
yeah, but Dylan being spared should show like nah, man, no, you don't spare a person just because she knew the plan or something.
The only way they would be spared is if they weren't a target. Either they didn't snitch, or they didn't flush, or they didn't steal.
Yeah, but if somebody sees you, dude, if you're walking out of a house and somebody sees you walking out and you just murdered 4 people just because, now somebody sees you.
The perpetrators were like Quinn and
well, that is the stupidest thing coming from Bill Thompson's mouth, because we know that he didn't premeditatedly kill all 4 victims, but then he walked by Dylan and left her alone.
That's dumb. Tomboy, check Discord, please, dear. No, that is the dumbest thing. You're right, Twiz. Completely dumb. And yeah, I've seen people pack drugs, floorboards, and still the doors were locked. Camera. Yeah, good point. Good point.
So I mean, I can still not believe any of this shit and still believe that Brian's a jackass for pleading. Like 2 things can be,
yeah, absolutely
happening at the same time.
Right at the same time. Yes, you are correct. You are absolutely right. Hell, 2, 3, 4 things can be right at the same time.
And because of his issues, his autism or whatever, he might just be how do I say it? A jackass, I think is the word you used, Willie. He might be a jackass when it comes to some things, right? He might be a genius when it comes to other things, but a complete jackass when it comes to decision making in other things.
Yeah, but you have your defense team there to help you make the decision. I don't understand how it came to take this terrible deal. I don't know.
Well, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'd be asking my defense attorneys why. I thought you guys thought I was innocent.
I'm cheering for Twiz to be right, but
do I have to go over this again?
Go over what?
I mean, no. I think we all secretly want Twiz to be right. Truly, that it's no secret with me. But what is it called though, Tandy? If Tomboy is telling you that, I can't remember the damn name of it. Damn it! I wanted to pull it up for a reason. I want to show that again because it, in my opinion, it says the whole thing. God damn it! What is it called? The name of the damn document. Twiz, what was that?
What's that?
The tirade document.
Go to the Idaho Case of Interest page or whatever it's called now, and then search for timing. It'll be the first one.
The timing. That's right. Well, I'm on the original page. Shit. Hold on.
It's on 3/26. I know the date. The document title is fucking weird, so I don't know.
It is strange. 1 second here. I just see if the Control F thing works or not. It's 3/26. You said.
Yeah.
I knew it was in March. I couldn't remember the exact date. There's so many documents. Order, sealing, states proposed. No. Defense reply. Questionnaire. Affidavit and objection. There was a lot on that date. There it is. The AT&T timing advance records one. Okay. This is the answer, in my opinion. Okay. And Twiz put it out. Oh, why did it pop up over here? He put it out.
You're echoing again, Dago.
Hold on.
I don't hear it.
All right. I heard it for a minute, but it's gone now. Can you guys hear an echo? Is everything good?
Oh, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Oh, you guys remember that chick that got fired, or not fired, but arrested during COVID on the California beach?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Well, she went down to the beach, and the cops were like, "It's closed," and she was like, "Fuck you." So anyway, she got arrested. But I watched a video yesterday or the day before that she's talking about how she beat all the charges pro se, but they were showing all the body cam footage from the officers that day. They changed the dates, the times, and none of them match.
You can do it. Like I said, Outcast showed how he could change it off of a body cam video. The date, timestamp, everything. It's not hard to do.
Sally Ford video.
That's why we got to record everything. We can't trust these fuckers.
They can say they have their body cams on. That doesn't mean anything anymore. Nothing anymore. So, anyway.
We're recording too. Well, officer, I said I'm innocent. So you believe me, I'll believe you. If not, fuck off.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Hold on a minute here. Holy shit. There we go. All right. Let me find the page. 7. I think it is 7. The bottom is 7. Yeah, this whole paragraph right here. I think this explains everything, guys, if you think about it. In my nearly 30 years of working with and for prosecutors all over the United States, I have never witnessed such a deliberate attempt by prosecutors to mislead the court on evidence in such plain sight. Anyone making such a claim would have to believe that the court is incapable of reviewing physical evidence in possession of the state in defense. It rises to a level beyond a simple miscommunication or oversight. It is clear and intentional misrepresentation in the hopes to conceal to conceal a much larger issue. I respectfully request the court give this affidavit the due attention it deserves and explore these issues further. That paragraph is the answer to this case, in my opinion. There is an echo now. I hear it. I don't know where it came from. Hold on. Let me check my background stuff here.
It must be on YouTube because I don't hear it.
Hold on. Let me go into my settings real fast because I had to mess with a bunch of stuff last night. Okay. There we go. We're good.
We're not good.
No, we were. Let me see something.
You sound good now. Maybe you
hello?
Yeah, it's echoey.
I'm just trying something out. Can you hear me? I hear it.
Still echoey. I'm muted, so you know it's not me.
Oh,
I'm hearing everybody echo. Does that mean it's me?
it might be. Let me try something, Jesse. Hey.
Hello. It's Twiz.
It's me.
Hello.
Yo. Yeah,
it's
gone.
Twiz.
Yep, new beef. Twiz and Willie fighting over the echo now.
It was going around in circles. That's okay. So So truly, that statement there makes me feel like that's it, and they never addressed it, and they're not going to, in my opinion.
I'm using earbuds, so I don't know how I could echo.
It might just be that it's playing back through my microphone through you, though. Hold on a minute. Let me check something. All right, and now it's gone. I fixed it.
Now you're
We're
good. It was
It was on my side, but his thing I had.
And did you see how quick Willie was to accuse Twiz like that?
I got a target on my back.
I was right. I was right, wasn't I?
I
But it was my
don't know.
fault, though, not
I
his.
don't know, and I don't care. I'm just joking.
I'm just saying.
Instigator.
I muted myself, you muted yourself, and then it was still echoing, so I figured it was Twitch.
It was because I had his echo cancellation unchecked in the background.
There you go.
Tommy Jude in the chat. Is that the real Tommy Jude?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen him in here for a long time.
Yeah, he pops in here every now and again. So do you think that this will ever be addressed? Anybody? For any reason?
Well, I mean, Cy Ray is going to be asked about it. I'm interested to hear what he has to say to Lana.
Supposedly, there's a Quad City task force trying to find the drug dealers, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Well, we'll see.
Just give it time, Janet. You'll see.
What did Janet say? Let me see. Hey, Lily, Janet, good to see you guys. Can you explain without giving up more info than you want to why you believe Cy does not help Brian's case? I believe. Oh, no, I know what you're talking about from the other
I didn't say it doesn't help his case. I'm just saying, don't expect Cy to come out here and start saying, "Oh, Brian's innocent. Brian's innocent." It's not going to happen.
Well,
Watch.
I don't think he's going to
take bets too. If anybody wants to bet,
I don't think he's going to do it. I never thought he would do it that way, but I think the
I'm just saying at all.
Okay,
I think at all, dude.
He's agreed to do that interview with Lana after the sentencing hearing, right? Unless we think Lana is lying, which we don't have any reason to believe.
Order is lifted.
Yeah,
when the gag order is lifted, would he agree to do that interview if he just wanted to throw Brian under the? I mean, what does he have to gain from saying anything negative about Brian? Because that's just going to make him look bad. I mean, he's
not going to say anything negative about Brian. Cy was there to show how they trampled all over our rights to get to Brian. That's why Cy was there. So if people think Cy's going to come,
He's going to continue that narrative. So he's basically going to continue to say this. But the thing is, I think you heard him. I heard him. Twiz heard him. A lot of people didn't hear him. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think he's just a weird conspiracy theorist because that's what Hitler said. You know what I mean, though?
I don't believe that because of what he's done with the stuff that he has.
He has a record. So,
AR, there's a link if you want to. It's pinned, but if you want to join us,
I'm just saying that if he actually goes out there and speaks, and they get him on News Nation, and he goes on, big shows like Megyn Kelly or whatever. Not that Lana's start at Lana's, and maybe if he goes on a few other bigger shows and people hear him speak, he's going to continue to cast doubt on the state. I
that's what I said. What my thoughts are. I don't expect him, nor did I ever, to say, hey, he didn't do this. But what I'm saying is the information he can provide will exonerate Brian to an extreme, in my opinion, is what I was saying. The way he puts it out. That's what my thought has always been. Not that he's just going to say he didn't do it, and this is why. I don't expect that. But
even Andrew Garrett, if you listen to the interviews with Andrew Garrett, has
and I'll be right back.
That Cy Ray has the nuts, and he's going to. The way he worded it is, Cy Ray has all the information. And he's going to dump it out on the streets, and the FBI doesn't want that. And Andrew Garrett's his competition, right? Andrew Garrett's not trying to pump Cy Ray's tires, but Andrew Garrett knows enough to know that Cy Ray knows some shit, and I don't think the state or the FBI want him telling what he knows.
Why is nobody trying to set up an interview with Brian?
I don't know if that's possible. Is it?
I mean, once he's sentenced, I thought they. What's the? I don't know. I see it happen all the time.
The question is, who does Brian want to talk to?
I don't know. That's what I mean. If he doesn't,
Currently, my source that doesn't exist says the list is pretty small.
dude, we all know your source. Relax. Jesus Christ.
I don't know his source.
Okay.
He just told me his source doesn't exist, so his source might be like his split personality or something.
I'm Batman and the Joker. You pick.
I'm going to make myself a coffee, gentlemen. Do you think you could hold down the fort
Take your
without
time
me
to
while I make
smoke it.
myself a coffee?
Hell yeah.
Good. I'm drinking my coffee right now.
I've spoken with Cy face to face. And if he's going to come out and say something like Brian is guilty, that he's trampled on his rights, I don't think that aligns with anything that's been going on. But
Say that again?
we'll see.
Dude, that's exactly why he was there. Telling you right now.
According to who?
Telling you right now, dude.
According to who? And I already know, so.
Well, then don't ask me.
But according to what he told me to my face, that doesn't really align, so.
Okay. I mean, I'm curious what he's going to say, too, when he comes on Lannis, but.
He stood on the stand under oath and said, everything I've seen is exculpatory. So
yeah,
how could
but
that
since
be that
then,
he
how
did
much
it
shit
and
has
it
come
was
out?
violated? You think that he didn't see everything before that?
I said, since then, how much shit has come out?
And
His
I
defense
said,
also
you
thought he
don't
was
think that he
innocent.
saw everything before that?
Since
and
then,
also thought he was innocent.
nothing's come out. Not to do with Cy Ray and the phone.
If Cy is saying that
Talking about
everything
more
he's
evidence.
seen is exculpatory at that point and he goes off of the phone, how could he change?
Yeah, but Cy Ray's job is just to pinpoint the phone and the location of the phone and the data that coming in and out of the phone, and none of that's changed. All this Dateline stuff. I mean, whatever porn sites he might have been searching, and none of Cy's business.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything that's come out since Cy testified that affects what he's testifying about. Am I wrong, Twiz?
We don't know. How do we know? How do we know what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We haven't been given any information
My
that
personal
anything's
opinion
changed.
is by May 30th, 2024, Cy had all of the cell data that he needed. So how could he change his opinion?
I'm just saying we don't know what came out in the last discoveries that Ann asked for. That's all.
The thing is that I think the point is, though, is that data is not going to change. The data is the data. It can't change. So
yeah, I get that.
That's what I was trying to say, is it's not going to... Hold on, let me turn Twiz up a little bit.
I'm already doing it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So that's where I'm at with it. The data is there. It can't be changed. So I think that is what is going to, per se, exculpate Brian in that sense, because of the data itself will take him out of that realm or that area and put him somewhere else, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. That's how I've seen it the whole time. I just don't understand.
Yeah, but supposedly when Brian disconnected from the network, like nobody could figure out where he's at. Cy doesn't know where Brian was at when he disconnected from the network, does he?
I don't know.
All right, let's envision this, okay? We're sitting outside of a door, and you watch somebody walk in that door, right? You don't know what's going on inside of that room, but you can see when they come out. That's kind of what this will be like, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd love for him to come on and be like, "This is all fucked. They're, screwing Brian. This is what really happened." That'd be great. It's wishful thinking, but I just don't see Cy doing that. We'll see.
Cy does a lot more than just cell phones. He investigated murders and shit.
I get it. It's more of like, I get it. It's just more of him doing it because Brian took a plea. So it's like, Brian took a plea. Now he's going to come on and like defend somebody that's I don't know. Tough.
I'm on Twizz's side here. I'm on Twizz's side. I think you're wrong, Willie, because Cy Ray's already come out.
It's a guess.
He's already submitted the affidavit to the court. He's already testified. What's he going to do? Go back on, his reputation, I think, hinges on him being right. He can't just be wrong. He can't just be like, oh, oops, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I think he needs to continue with the narrative that he's been pushing.
Yeah, right, Lucy? I don't know what this side shit is, but like, all I'm saying is, dude, he's not going to come out on his channel and start screaming Brian's innocence.
No,
Bet you $1,000.
I don't think anybody ever expected that, Willie.
He's never said
he's not even going to allude to it. He's not even going to allude to it, dude. Watch. I'm telling you, man.
Why do you think that though? That's just what I was
wondering. Because his whole life has been prosecution, right?
Okay.
First time he ever says, "All right, I'm going to stand up for the defense because they trampled all over the rights of."
Irrelevant.
Can I talk? Trampled all over the rights of Brian. Okay, so now for the first time in his life, he's helping the defense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes through it all. He was called a conspiracy theory from the judge. Fuck it. He has his chance now to show why, for the first time in his life, he's representing this defendant. And this defendant just took a goddamn plea deal. So now Cy looks like an idiot. Yes or no?
Not completely.
No.
I mean, it's
not completely. Maybe not to us who know him, but for the people that all talk shit on him, like this expert. Now it's like, oh, they don't get to see what he's made of now. So now,
I think I know I know where you're at with that. Why you're thinking that, but I don't see it happening that way. That's just my opinion.
That's fine. I mean, we all have our opinions.
Yeah, that's
why there's no right or wrong answer here. I don't know where there's a right and wrong thing. I'm just saying, I don't think Cy is going to come out and start advocating. That's all.
Well, I just think if he's worried about advocating, he's just not going to come out and say anything. He'll remain silent. But if he's going to say anything, he's going to have to be consistent with what he's already said, because his reputation.
He already put it in a document too, right? Yeah, that's why I think that.
So his reputation hinges on that, and whether he's worked for the prosecution in the past or this is his first time, none of that matters. The only thing his job trades on credibility, and he can't just be wrong and flip-flop, because that'll hurt his reputation more than anything.
It's not about flip-flopping. That's what you're not getting. It's not about flip-flopping. It's not going to be. He's not going to come out and start saying Brian's guilty because of this, and this. I'm just saying he's in a tough position because the person he was going to get on the stand for just pled guilty.
Yeah, but he's never commented on guilt or innocence. He's commented on whether or not you can put him in the scene. So what he will say, if he's consistent with what he's been saying, is there's no evidence that Brian Koberger was at the scene of the crime. Whether or not
there you go.
Why he said until guilty, I don't know.
What did Cy tell me to my face?
I don't know. Words tell us.
There's no evidence that he was there.
Well, he knows exactly where Brian Koberger was, and there's no other cell phone expert that could argue it with him. And he said on the stand that it was all exculpatory.
So he knew where Brian was when his phone was not connected to the network. It was my question earlier.
Well, once again, if you walk into a room and no one can see you, people still know you're in that room.
All right. I need a yes or no, dude.
You guys remember
the answer is no. But again, if you walk into a room through a door,
I don't know the analogy. I just want to know if he could figure out where he is if he's not connected to a network. That's all.
Okay, here's why. Because where there isn't cell phone coverage, he can't track them, but you can track them on either side where you go into the place without cell phone coverage and when you come out of.
Gotcha.
So
Hopefully
I
this-
find it extremely hard to believe that Cy Ray is going to come out and be like, Brian did it. They just trampled on his rights.
No,
I don't know if he's going to say Brian did
it.
it, but he's not going to come out and start saying, you know.
Well, that's
Brian's
what
innocent.
who's telling you this stuff behind the scenes told me. So,
Nobody's
yeah.
saying, but that's the thing. If you look at what Cy has said, that's where the proof is.
Well,
it's not
I
just
believe
somebody's
what Cy
opinion.
said was he reserves the right to change his mind based on new information.
There you go.
But we don't have any new information as far as we know. We have not been.
As far as we know, but how much shit has been sealed?
Mm-hmm.
But again, he had all the cell phone data when he said that.
Yeah, it was beforehand.
And
right?
Ann must have had, and Ann supposedly had all the evidence that didn't show Brian did it. But guess what? Number 22 and 23 must have shown something because she advised her client to go up and fucking plead, didn't she?
Yeah, I don't think you're talking about with that one, but
all right.
Greg asked for you, Twiz, how long ago?
I know he keeps spamming it in chat, and I don't even understand what he's saying. Then he said something about Ann's working for the state, and okay.
He keeps spamming it.
I don't. Yeah, he did put it in there quite a few times. So
Jesus Christ,
I don't know what it means either. Either way,
I don't even know what he said. What was his question?
I'm trying to go back to it.
Something about Ann working for the state.
She does. She
Yeah,
did.
She did.
She's private now, but she's a fucking public defender. I've been saying this.
Well, yeah, but she's not anymore, though. I don't think.
Yeah, but who cares? When she started out, she was a public defender helping the state. She helped the state with their case by giving them 6 more months. Come on now.
Either way, Twiz Ann showed she does support state. So Dick, she have private practice or not? I still believe she's still at state pay. I from my understanding and the document that we looked at, she isn't anymore. She has her own practice now, from my understanding. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's what I understood.
No, you're
yeah,
right.
She went back to private practice, but this is completely irrelevant because what they're saying is that she helped the state, blah, blah, blah.
She did.
Oh, you mean like with the, okay, I see what you're saying now. I get it.
When you get Brian saying that Ann's bad and helped the state, then I'll believe you. Until then,
okay, Ann's great. Sorry,
Ann
Ann's
did a
fucking great.
fantastic job.
Yeah. Her client just pled guilty. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'd want her. That's who I'd pick. She'd be my first fucking pick.
Well, if you don't pick her, you're an idiot. So.
Oh, I guess.
Calm down, folks. Not that.
The one I
serious.
picked wouldn't tell me to plead on fucking no evidence.
Well, you can't say that because you don't know all the evidence.
So shit did come out now.
No.
Oh.
But I think you're saying that's why, because nothing. We don't know everything.
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Use your fucking head, dude.
Use your fucking head.
Use your head.
Use your head.
I am.
You're not.
That's why your answers to me are like analogies and like fucking hyperboles
If you were
and shit.
using your head, like I've said 1,000 times, you can't judge without having all the information.
Dude, I judge what I see, right?
You know you have all
That's
the
what
information.
I do. I don't live in this fairy world.
Well, this
Where
would
this
literally
could
be
happen and
reality.
possibly that
This
could
is
happen.
reality. You don't know everything yet. You're judging it. That's reality.
And you do?
Did I
know
say
that Brian stood up there and agreed to everything. That's what I know. Do you know that?
Yeah, but you don't know why.
Do you?
No. Somebody asked me to pull this up.
So what the fuck are you saying that for?
I'm not the one saying that he made a bad decision because I can't judge it.
Let's watch the video.
Yeah, this is what somebody asked me to pull this up to watch what he was saying here. Thank you, Brian. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Brian. Whoever got that Jesus membership, congrats and welcome to the sauce. And hang on.
Lucy.
Investigations position. I started with sex crimes and child crimes. Again, using cell phone records and attending what training was available. Again, most of that is from the carriers directly. About 2004, I moved out of sex crimes and child crimes into persons crimes or violent crimes. So any type of a dangerous or violent crime against a person. continuing to work with cell phone records and attending what training I could. In 2008, I was promoted to sergeant, and I was immediately put into a homicide robbery sergeant's position, where I stayed until 2010. Around 2004, I started doing a lot of work with cell site simulators, and that is a piece of equipment that allows you to physically go out in the field and find a mobile device. In a very brief summary, it's the ability to create a fake cell tower that is mobile, it's in a vehicle. And if I can analyze your phone records and determine a rough area that you're at, I can put this mobile platform in that area. Your phone will register to it, and I can physically track the phones. It's in courtrooms, it's in a bedroom, wherever it may be. In 2007, our agency purchased that equipment. So prior to that, I was working with other agencies looking for devices using it. 2007, we purchased our own equipment. That purchase also prompted more training. There was a company, it's owned by Boeing. They came in and I had 80 hours at that point specific to cellular network engineering, how to go out and actually conduct these surveys to understand how a particular cell phone network works in a particular area, how to replicate, how to create a cell site that looks legitimate in that area. I worked with that company for a number of years in doing that, hundreds of hours worth of back and forth working, actually going out in the field and doing this. In 2010, I had an opportunity to go to Afghanistan as an advisor, in charge of an undercover Afghan police team that targeted IED cells. And again, we would look at different types of technology that we could leverage in doing that. I came back in late 2010, early 2011, and went back to the police department. In 2012, our department created a position that this was a full-time position. Now that's all I did was track phones pretty much every day, using cell site simulators, using phone records, whatever technology we could leverage. Because of the lack of training that was available when I was a younger officer, in 2007, I started a training company. At the time, it was called Phoenix Training. And I created a training company to provide law enforcement training, specifically as it relates to cell phone records. I've been providing that training from 2007 up to about 2013 now. I was really frustrated with the lack of software and training available to law enforcement. Very complex and clunky, for lack of a better term. So I began researching and teaching myself how to do some basic computer programming, and I wrote a program that I could take phone records from any carrier in the United States, and I could put it in this program, and it would immediately map hundreds, if not thousands, of connections. It was pretty unique at the time. There just wasn't a lot of options out there that was doing the geolocation. There was a lot of analytics to who's calling who and how often they call that person. But specifically to put it on a map for detailed geolocation data, there was a big gap in the market. It worked. It worked really, really well. And at the time, because we were tracking phones in the field, it gave me this very unique opportunity where I could use a search warrant, get phone records, analyze the phone records, come up with a hypothesis that this phone is most likely Thursday at 2 a.m. going to be in this neighborhood, and then physically go to that location to recover the phone. And then I could evaluate, was I right? Was I wrong? Do I need to tweak something? Mid-2013, our agency was assisting a lot of other agencies because we had, for lack of a better term, we had progressed significantly on our ability to find the phones. I had a lot of agencies asking me for a copy of my mapping program, and I was just about at 20 years at that point. I realized maybe it's time to go do something else. So in May of 2014, I retired from the police department and I started a company called ZETX, Z-E-T-X. And we offered a couple different things. So we had the mapping program that I just described. Obviously, when I'm running it on my laptop, it can be a little clunky. It doesn't have to be perfect. When we started business, we actually hired computer engineers to come in and take what I had written and scale it to a national platform. So we offered the mapping services, which was both real-time and historical. We took that original training class that I had built and we scaled it out. So we had a basic 40-hour that would just give you the nuts and bolts of how to look at phone records, what they mean, what type of records to obtain. We also started a subject matter expert course. It was one of the first courses in the country where law enforcement could actually come in and become certified as subject matter experts in this field. Did some training courses as well that we created on drive testing, so the ability to go out and scan and monitor cellular networks. Because of those two features, my job duties changed dramatically, where I found myself consulting with law enforcement daily, sometimes multiple times in a day, on cases very similar to this case, where I would have a law enforcement agency that's using our product or has attended our training that would call me for some type of review or analysis. And I've lost count. It's thousands and thousands of cases. To put that in perspective for some just general numbers, I sold this company in 2021. At that time, around 2021, 2022, the system had mapped over 2 billion phone calls in the United States. We were seeing thousands of uploads a week. We had created this program in 2014 that if any law enforcement agency in the country called us because they had some type of crime, we would overnight them a drive test scanner, which gives them the ability to go out and do a forensic examination of cell tower networks. It was no cost. We ate all of the cost of this. So we paid for the scanners. Initially we paid for the shipping. And the idea there is we wanted to create a national tower database that would have just a collection of drive tests. I want to say we have over 3 million towers in that database today that have been scanned or measured in some capacity. I am unaware of any other database in the world like it. And we use that to feed the mapping platform to increase the accuracy of the mapping. Something that we did that was very unique with our company is we actually provided an estimated coverage area. So instead of just saying this phone connected to this cell site and the antenna points north, we would give the person doing the analysis a general idea of where that phone could possibly be within a radius. We were the only ones doing it when we did this. Since then, since 2014, more recently, since about 2020, pretty much the rest of the industry has adopted, if not the same standard, a very similar standard. So the company we were using to do the drive test data is a company by the name of Rode, ROHDE, and Schwarz, SCHWARZ. They're a German company out of Munich. They've adopted the way that we were doing some of the ranging. The FBI CAS team has adopted that, has actually brought that tower density, is what the general term for it, and it's now a feature in the CAS BIDS program. So through the years with training, I've probably been involved in training 30, maybe 35,000 law enforcement officers from around the country. We had about 650 law enforcement agencies within the United States. At some point, all of the federal agencies have used our products in their training. And I've done quite a bit of consulting internationally as well. Towards the end of that period, we started working more with Rode and Schwarz. Rode and Schwarz decided that they wanted to look at the ability to implement a cell site simulator in the United States. They had one for Europe. They were considering doing it for the United States. So they sent me their first one for the United States, and I worked with their engineers for about a year, testing it, reviewing it, improving it. Another several hundred hours there. I've tried to figure out how many of these missions, if you will, of going out and finding a phone or looking at phone records, and it is literally thousands and thousands of hours at this point. I can't tell you specifically. That would be the background.
Sounds like your background is mostly in law enforcement, and then you moved into a specialty with cell phones, cell towers, drive testing, radio waves, all of that kind of thing.
That would be correct.
Through that and through the training of other officers to do this work and to use your program, have you testified as an expert in this field?
I have. If it's not 100 times, it's right there near it. Roughly 100 times in both state and federal.
And have you been qualified as an expert in state courts?
Yes.
In federal courts?
Yes.
How about Idaho?
Don't think I have in Idaho. I've consulted on a lot of cases in Idaho, but I don't think I've ever had testimony in Idaho.
This your first time then?
I believe it is.
generally when you work, and I'm talking about when you've done your consulting work or worked with an agency to do what you do to review the records and to analyze the data.
Welcome, Tommy. Thanks for joining us, bud. How are you?
Hey, Dago. Not too bad. How you doing, bro?
I'm surviving.
What up,
Just
Tommy?
Hey, and Willie.
What's up, bro?
Where's
Tommy.
Willie? Dusty? Is Dusty still up here or no?
He
Jesse said he had to go
went
rest
running
his
to
ass.
rest his butt.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Tommy, and thanks for joining us, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump up and clear up the whole side thing, because as you know, I interviewed him, and then we talked backstage, and at that time, I can't remember the exact percentage. I think it was 22. It might have been less. That's all he had of that cast report, and
Right.
I'm just wondering is if he got the rest of the cast report, because we haven't heard a word from him really since that statement, and he might have got the rest of the cast report, and that might have been what led to the guilty plea.
Well,
is that he might have changed his mind.
That's another point I didn't think about.
Are you not going to yell at him, Twiz? Okay, I got it. Yeah, hey, listen, that's a possibility, dude. You know, because like I said, he didn't have all the information, and he always said, and he said during this, until I see something that changes my mind, you know, so he was open to seeing more, I guess. And
I will say that is 100% wrong. 100% wrong, but go on.
What do you mean? Say it again, Twist. I didn't hear you wholeheartedly.
What do you mean by that?
Cy doesn't need the cast report. Cy does his own cast report. Cast is the FBI's program that they use to create maps and map the cell phone data, right?
That's what I was
going to rebut the cast report. He doesn't need the cast report.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Like, he does his own version of that, right?
Cy and Ann would destroy the cast report on the
he left the door open. He left that door open, and he made it clear that if he looked at more of that cast report, because he only had, if I remember, it was only 22%. We talked about this backstage.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he did not get to look at that whole thing. He did not get to look at that whole thing. So it might be because we haven't heard a word.
No, you're right. Right. What did you say?
Like, Cy makes the maps based off of the cell data. The FBI makes the cast viz maps through the cell phone data.
Gotcha.
It's just two different.
But then why did he say that? Why did he leave the door open? And he left the door open because there was information data missing. And he might have got that information, is what I'm saying.
Well, the FBI didn't map the information. They wanted to know what the FBI was saying. This hearing is a motion to compel. So yeah, I will change my opinion when I am provided with more information. Hint, hint, state, give me more information. It's a motion to compel hearing. He said what he needed to compel.
Right. But
he made an excellent statement. He made an excellent statement, and with the information he had, it was all exculpatory to Brian. But he also said if he gets the rest of the report in, that he leaves it open to be able to change his mind. And yes, he can talk about the same thing that he already talked about backstage. He didn't do anything wrong talking to me backstage, okay?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so was saying I'm full of BS.
Yeah, how do you know? Okay, so who the fuck is that?
Okay,
listen,
yeah, who the
on,
fuck
guys.
are you, dude? I interviewed him on my show.
Okay, listen, don't do that here, please. You're gonna respect the people on the panel, or you don't need to be here, okay? Just please don't be saying stuff like that. I appreciate that. And if you do, then I'm sorry, you don't need to be here. I didn't see it, so thank you, SRB. I didn't see it till just now, Tommy. I'm sorry.
He didn't say anything wrong. I mean, when he talked to me, he said what he had already said in court. He didn't Cy is too professional. He wouldn't go anything beyond that. It wasn't like I didn't try.
Sure. We
That
all
was
would.
the funniest part because
But-
I certainly didn't try with Cy, and he told me stuff that I was surprised by. So
I'm sure he knows where to draw the line as to what he can say and not say. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a professor.
Right.
He said. So
Exactly.
yeah. Lou Heather said no. Stars. No, it is because he testified at a motion to compel hearing to compel the state to turn over what they have. That, damn it, with these stars, Heather, that does not mean Anne has not obtained these things herself. Well, even with all that, guys, all that, set that aside for a minute. The affidavit that he brought to the court, okay, that statement alone that he made, you could put everything else to the side. You know what I mean, Tommy? And put it all aside.
Exactly. Yep.
And he in a sense, just completely bashes the state right there. So that's an important situation. And that should not be being ignored just as much as the leaker is now being ignored and all the other bullshit that's being ignored.
That's why I'm blown away by the guilty plea. It's like he had more evidence that he wasn't the one than there was that he was. And that's what blows me away about the plea. They could, oh my God, there was so much that the defense could have caused doubt in the mind.
I'm not floored. I support Brian's choice.
Exactly, Seahawk.
Good choice, Brian. You the man.
Listen, and
okay, we get it.
This back and forth like brothers, guys. They're fine. That doesn't mean anybody else needs to disrespect anybody up here. That's all I'm saying.
For real. Like,
oh no, we all love each other.
This is what they do. Yeah, we're on the same team, guys, whether we agree or not.
This is what people don't understand.
Right.
It's like, you know.
Here's the mistake, and I'm not. It's just that a lot of people misunderstand this shit. It is technical, blah blah blah. The evidence isn't the cast report. That's the FBI's interpretation of the evidence. The evidence is the call detail records. It's the data that you get from AT&T and the other cell phone stuff.
That's exactly. It's the data.
So the cast report, that's not evidence. That's just, the state might say that Brian was here, here, and here. But Cy would be like, well, that's wrong. Here's why. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and like again, Heather says the defense flat out calls out the state at all the things that Balance has left out of his report. The only way that they know what is missing is because they have the data from a source, not through the state. Perfect. Jackson guy or whatever his name was. That's what. And period. I mean, everything else aside, the state fucked up. Excuse the language, but they did, and it's being called out, and that should in itself be enough. You know what I mean?
Why would he say that? He leaves that door open to change his mind. Why would he say that?
They were probably trying to get the timing.
No, he said what he said was that he needed the rest of the cast report.
Maybe he was just trying to protect himself, Tommy. You know what I mean? Like just in case.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of an answer.
That in case might have happened. We haven't heard from him. That
I mean, that is a good point. You're right. I understand what you mean, and I agree. It is very anything's possible. You know what I mean?
Because the biggest thing here is why? Why did he plead fucking guilty?
Yeah, and I don't want to hear because there's a plan. That's the stupidest shit ever. He, like you said, dude, he had a fight he had a dog that actually was a mastiff, versus a goddamn chihuahua. If you look at the evidence and you look at the reasonable doubt, the amount of reasonable doubt that he had on his side is
so much more.
It's absolutely unbelievable. So I'm with you, dude. I don't get why he stood up and pled, unless something was in number 22 and 23, whatever the hell Ann picked up, and the state waited this whole time to hand over something that had some kind of significance. I mean, why else would you plead?
Right.
23 and 24. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Or you have something in your past that maybe it's embarrassing. I don't know, dude, that the prosecution is threatening to bring up, and you don't want that to come out. Like, I don't know. It's just, he pled guilty and we all,
he might have got it, Lucy.
Huh?
We don't know what went on behind the scenes. And Lucy, I'm talking to Lucy here. He might have got it. That's what I'm saying. And that could be why the guilty plea. We don't know why the guilty plea. I can't believe he would plead guilty when he's got. Oh my God, he's got so much.
That's not
so
what
much doubt.
Right.
So
But
much
then I had
doubt.
people
he
telling me he
passed.
pled. But then I had people telling me he pled because there's a bigger, part of this. He pled because so this, and this can happen in the future. And in my opinion, the future, if that were to happen, is years down the road, not a couple weeks down the road, where he could have been a free man after trial. Like, why are you pleading and now stretching this? I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense for somebody that's wanted to be exonerated and waived his right to extradition and all that shit, and then now he's pleading guilty. It's just, no, man. Something must have came about. I don't know what else it could be.
This is like reading a book with like 300 chapters and reading the first 10 and the last 10 and judging it. I'm just saying.
Dude, he pled guilty. What's up with these analogies? He pled guilty.
But then why did he plead guilty? That's what my question is to like Lucy and anybody is, why did he plead guilty then?
We're gonna say we don't know. It's, there's a part of a plan
and
that
that's
we don't
what
know
I'm
the plan
trying. That's
yet.
what I'm trying to understand. That's what I'm trying to understand. And there's
you
only
think-
a few reasons why, and one of them is a testimony of Cy Ray.
Thank you, Gina P, for that super.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm trying to figure out what this plan is too, because listen, if he didn't do it, I want him out. Obviously, none of the shit changes.
Do you think anything else is coming, Tommy? Do you think anything else could be coming, Tommy, besides this, or do you think it's done?
Well, oh no, I don't think it's done. No.
What do you think it happened?
He was squeezed in a fucking corner. Excuse my language. Can you say that on your
yeah,
channel?
you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but you just said.
Okay.
Yeah, but you just said there was nothing on him. So what squeezed him?
Well, they took everything away from him. They took every defense that he had away from him.
Hold on a second. All he wasn't allowed to do was say the names of the people if he were to put on a third party that defense. And still could have put on a defense. The names just wouldn't have been told, I guess. So
then it had to be something bigger. Then it had to be something bigger, and the only thing bigger I can think of is Mr. Ray.
Okay, but say she wasn't able to do the third party defense, right? You just said we all see how much reasonable doubt they have. Then just use that against them. That's what
I said. Exactly.
Karen Reed should be a spitting image of that, because her first time they did the third party defense, she basically, she didn't lose, but it was a hung jury. And second time they just piled the reasonable doubt on them, and they won. So why couldn't Ann have done that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Show the blood samples that weren't tested. Show the guy running in the Linda Lane footage.
They had so much. They had so much. It just shot the shit out of you.
Have Hunter tell you he picked up a kitchen knife before he went and whatever. Like, this is all reasonable fucking doubt.
Right. Yes.
I guess him playing.
Dory's asking a question, guys. It's obviously for any one of us. So, is it easier to prove corruption at trial and at the state level, or through a higher level that one may be privy to after being backed into a plea to avoid the death penalty?
Actually, it might be easier. Dago, you bring up a good point. It could be easier just to plead guilty and then prove it. Because if they prove that he's innocent, they're gonna have to let him go.
Well, that's what I was saying the other day too, Tommy. Like, what if there's somebody right now that is still working on finding something, okay? And they pull something out of their ass and go, look, here it is. Not saying it'll happen, but or they even bring up all the misconduct that went on by the prosecution and say, guys, this is why we were in this position, and this is why he felt he had to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we all know that there was a bunch of bullshit that went on with the prosecution, period. There's no doubt about that.
And you got to remember, Ann Taylor was smiling through the whole thing.
I didn't like that. But here's the problem, right? Because Guy had just said about him withdrawing his. about him withdrawing his plea, right? And like I'd be all about that. But the problem is every single defense attorney would tell their client to plead guilty so they could get the state's case told to them and then tell them to rescind their plea. So the Hitler, how much of a dick he is, he would have to accept Brian withdrawing his plea. And if he says no, then it's a no. That's it.
I don't know, Lucy. That's a good question. I don't know.
Putting your faith in Hitler is wild.
He might have been going by just what he had. You know what I'm saying? He could have been just going by what he had and trying to. Actually, he might have made that statement to force to get the rest of the data. He might have, you know what I'm saying? He might have said that statement to say, "Hey, state, wake up! Give me the rest of the goddamn data."
Bill should have made Brian prove to him how he did it. Like, where's the murder weapon? Ask him questions that only the murderer would know, and I guarantee you, Brian would probably have no idea.
If Bill cared about the truth,
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, in every other case that I've watched where this stuff happens, they always want them to take him to the body or take him to where they stashed some book bag of stuff they had, whatever. And here, they didn't care. They're just like, all right, here, sign a, I don't know, quadruple homicide.
If Bill cared about the truth, he would have.
I don't think Bill gave two shits.
Well, they obviously don't care about the truth because they read the PCA back to him that they already told us. The same people that read the PCA to Brian told us the PCA is bullshit.
Right. You're going to hear something different here, folks, but let me read you the PCA. Hold on. Welcome, Crispy. You're always welcome. Sorry. And
Crispy Biscuits. I like that name.
Me too.
I love Crispy Biscuits. You're making me hungry.
It's a good name. It is. Brian thinks there's a plan too. Well,
Brian, the psychologist, understands.
It's hard to not think that there is. I agree, but I just can't imagine what it could possibly be. That's where my problem lies. You know what I mean? At this juncture, at least. But I feel like there is still. I have no idea what to tell you guys. What it could be.
I just feel like Plan A might have been a little easier, which is take the shit to trial and rain reasonable doubt all over them.
And there truly does have to be a reason why that didn't happen. You know what I mean? That's the
obviously
only way that can be explained.
There's a motive behind everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that he does his plea after that video came out with Molly McMichael.
Yeah, that and the Pennsylvania hearings happened, and then boom.
Okay, the Molly video came to us. The Molly video came to us, not Brian. That has nothing to do with this either.
Yeah,
that video was on
YouTube
8 months before. We just didn't know about it.
Yeah, and Annie went to the.
Might not have known about it.
You don't think that they would have to hand over the evidence of Molly? You don't think they know who the DoorDash driver was, like early on?
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, they claimed that they did, and that.
But I don't know if she's seen him. What I heard, and I'm going to tell you this: I got an email from somebody that knows those people, all right, and parties with those people, and they said that Molly told them that she did not see who it was. She pulled in there, got out of the car, went and put the DoorDash by the door, knocked on the door, got in the car, and left. She seen a white car driving by, but she did not see who it was.
And I believe that too, Tommy, because they don't hang around long enough at nighttime, 3 a.m, to stare in somebody's window as they're driving by. And
they're just doing their job. They want to get the food there and get the hell out of there.
Right. And they also said that she was parked next to him in the back parking lot behind the house. Who the hell, what DoorDash driver is going to park back there walk back down around.
No, it was the front door.
Right.
According to Steve, the DoorDash driver was a guy. So
see, keeps changing, and that started off
right,
early on.
And we don't know. I think, to tell you the truth, I think she was lying just to get out of a DUI.
That's what I thought. Thought. Thank you.
Yep.
That's exactly what I thought, Tommy, because she brought something up.
Yep.
She made multiple attempts by saying multiple different things to get them to feel bad for her. Remember?
Right. Yep.
It looked like it.
Yep.
Like, feel bad for me for this, feel bad for, and I'm not downing her, guys. Don't get me wrong, but she brought up what happened with her husband, which is horrible. Don't get me wrong, but it seemed, and because Jimmy Mack was not responding to her and getting there like she wanted him to, the cop that was supposed to be pulling her over is the one she deals with, that gives her the deals all the time, was not dealing with her. She was freaking out. She thought she was trying to get out of it, in my opinion, and that's why she was bringing different things up. I'm telling you, that's what I felt from it too. So that's a good point, Tommy.
Yeah.
What was I? What the hell was I just pulling up here? Hold on.
But Brian, if he is, let's just say he is guilty, right?
Thank you, Brian, for the membership again, buddy. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Let's say Brian is guilty. Let's just say he is for a second. And he hears about this Molly McMichael seeing him. He might have thought, oh, I'm fucking done.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. There could be a few different reasons why he could feel that way.
Exactly. Right. And he felt pressure. He felt he couldn't use his everything that Ann did, Hitler shot it right down. It didn't matter what it was. Basically. She shot it right down. Basically they had nothing they could do. Nothing.
Well, honestly, critical, because I think she's a CI. Okay, that's why she was expecting Jordan to be the one to deal with her, and that she was going to be able to get out of it. Period. I don't think there was any meth in the truck in that one stop, though. I think he was prompting her to get her to open the door for him, because the way she reacted to it, I don't think there was anything there. But that's all I'm saying is I think I definitely think that she's a CI, just as much as I think Jimmy Mackey was too. In turn, she expected to get out of
CI. Who are you talking about? Diego?
That Molly McMichael.
Being a CI?
Yeah.
Oh.
Her and her boyfriend, in my opinion. As many times as they've been in trouble for it, after going through certain paperwork and different things like that, you can almost see it. You know what I mean? So those are just my opinions.
Well, one thing that we got to think about too is one of the girls might have been a CI, and I find it really strange that at 2:52, Maddie quits texting and calling. 2:53, Kaylee, and 2:54, Mr. Kohlberger.
Oh, my bad, phenomenon. That was me.
2:53 and 2:54.
Shit, I thought it was muted.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah,
isn't that strange?
Definitely.
Was Kohlberger on his way to pick them up to get him out of there?
No idea.
That's something to think about.
There's way too many angles to what it could be. I don't know. I really never thought that I would never understand this to be like this bad.
There's no way you guys heard the noise and shit from. Did you guys hear the whistling and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
What are you doing anyway? I was getting ready to
I
ask you that.
I was doing something with the switch, but my phone was so far away, and I was like, "There's no way they're hearing that shit."
Oh no, you got a good mic on it. We can hear it clear, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, Samsungs are wild. Anyway, but yeah. So, how long is this video? I might need to drop down in a little while to eat some lunch.
Well, we don't need to watch the whole thing. I was just trying to. Somebody asked me to.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump up and explain that Cy Ray thing, because we got to remember what Cy testified when he was on the stand, and we got to remember what he testified and what he said. and he said that he needed the rest of the report, and he might have got it. We haven't heard from him. And I you know what I heard? I heard he's going to be on Lana's. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, that's
Is that true?
That should be interesting. If it's true, that should
be very interesting.
And hopefully, it's sooner. Well, hopefully it's sooner than later, because they might drop this gag order in a few days. So,
well, I don't think they're going to drop it on the 17th. There's a hearing on the 17th. I don't know if you saw that, Tommy.
It might be spicier than just Psy as well. So keep your eyes posted.
Well, yeah, and then
it should be interesting.
The American broadcast, everybody that works for a news media, they're trying to get this gag drop so they can start spreading more shit. But if that happens, then who knows what's going to happen?
Man, you might have got it, Lucy.
The floodgates are rolling in.
Might have got it.
Emotion.
I guess my whole issue is Richard Allen didn't plead guilty, right? And he was found guilty, and he's been sitting, away, and it seems like nobody really cares. Where in this case, Brian pled guilty, and that's why I'm saying. All I'm saying is he just made it 10 times harder on himself to, whatever this plan is. I just feel like Plan A, which was taking it to trial, would have been a better option if they truly didn't have shit. If they truly didn't have shit on him,
I agree.
That's all.
You're absolutely right. But what if there's some kind of an underlying?
That's what makes me think they got something.
Yeah, or either that, or there's something else. Don't ask me what, guys, because I can't give it to you.
Or it's a wit second there. I'll fucking, you know what I mean? Or it's
Miss Potts, hello, Miss Annie. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, Annie?
Let me see here. Heather. Just checking chat, guys. We don't need to watch all of that. I just was showing what somebody had asked me to show. So anything. Did you see, Tommy, did you watch the End Twiz? Did either one of you guys watch the new Amazon series?
I just got sent a clip with drunk turkey on it, so I was laughing. But other than that,
no. They put him in there.
I watched it all last night. Yesterday, actually.
No, I didn't think he was in it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was. Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's when I told you earlier that I seen that that they had a couple creators on there, and I'm like, please. I was praying to God, they threw us in there, and the last one they did, the Paramount one at the end.
Yeah, I got on that. Yeah.
Me, Tommy, and Rory and Sarge and everybody were in the end of that one. So thank you.
I'd like someone to go ask Daniel what happened to that Walmart purchase of the Dickies coveralls.
Say that one more time.
I'd like someone to go ask Daniel about that Walmart purchase of the Dickie overalls.
Wow, what is he saying about that?
Well, that was his story before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not a conspiracy theory. Steve told me. Okay, buddy.
Steve
like
told
everything
me.
else.
Right. Steve told everybody things.
Yeah, Miss Potts, it's that the WITSEC makes more sense all the time.
You're in WITSEC, right meow.
It does. It really does. You look at this case and all the bullshit.
That's what I mean. If Brian, if the defense knows there was multiple weapons, multiple perpetrators, even Steve saying there's multiple perpetrators, then why isn't Brian flipping on somebody?
Who's he gonna flip on?
Because he didn't have nothing to do with
it. He might not know who it is.
That's what I'm saying. Is if I feel like he would have, if he would have been involved at all. See?
So there you go.
Exactly.
So why the hell would your defense team even think about letting you plead guilty?
But it's not your defense.
I'm not saying it's not their decision,
Willie,
but
I agree. I don't understand it.
That's why you hire a defense team to they tell you what the best thing to do for you is. Come on, man.
Explain this to me. Why did he have a tan dyed hair when he was in jail?
What do you have?
He had a tan and he had dyed hair.
It looks like he was wearing like that lotion tanner shit, Willie. His skin color changed. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but they don't supply that stuff in jail. I know that. And hair dye? Oh, come on.
Your attorneys can bring you that shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, Lucy. He was in the Bahamas too.
You have to be surprised what you can get in commissary, dude.
Well, your attorneys can bring you different things if they allow for it. So,
yeah,
that's right. He was in Florida with SRB during her vacation. So,
unless you have direct time, or who knows.
Well, you don't get that much time in the yard to be able to get that kind of a tan from. You know what I mean? I can't imagine.
Not at all.
So what do you think? You think he's just like living his life somewhere else? And
no, I don't. There's people that do.
I mean, he's always in a suit, right? So,
guys, I've seen people come out and say that Brian's not even in jail; that he's staying at the a Hampton Inn or somewhere, and they just bring him from the. I've heard all sorts of shit. So
maybe Brent and Brian are chilling on the beach somewhere. You never know.
Well, I ran a story, and everybody got down on me, even Lana, everybody. I'm sure you guys all know that video I ran, and I had to privatize it because I got so much flack from everybody. But I was saying that he was home for the holidays for Thanksgiving. And nobody believed me. I said he's going to be there for 9 days. The very next day, they said he's going to be in solitary for 8 days.
Yeah.
The very next day.
Why would they put him in solitary? Though? It's not like he gets in fights every day.
Well, it's like a quarantine or some kind of thing.
Oh,
that's another thing. Where is like any of his? How come it's been this long and nobody that I don't know might have went into jail and then came out that was in there with them has come out and talked about how he's been in there or something like that. You know what I mean?
You would think people be all over that.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming out. No jailmates are coming out saying, "Hey, I met a Kohlberger and I talked to him." Nobody. Not a person.
Well, he was moved from Utah. I'm sure they're keeping him somewhat in segregation to an extent, but you're still going to see people, I would think.
That's what I'm saying. Are they hushing people from coming out and talking?
Yes, Amy. Amy remembers. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I said he was going to be gone for 9 days, and the very, very next day they say, "Oh, he's going to be in solitary for the next 8 days."
You see what Waybird said? Do they ever take that into consideration about transferring the inmate back to the state he's from, prison, or no? They always go to prison in the state they're found guilty in.
Say that one more time, Willie. The last part.
Yes, say that one more time.
I said, somebody mentioned it in chat, and I had asked it yesterday, but you had said that it's rare. But would they ever consider letting him be in a jail here in PA rather than all the way out in Idaho, so his family can at least visit him? At least that should have been part of the conditions of making a deal.
I think that's only if it's federal, isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Miss Potts, do you know an answer to that possibly?
I think here the big prison here is in Lewistown. It's called Lewis. I think it's Lewistown is where Lewis. Yeah. So I'd actually drive that. It's not too far of a drive. So
it's a major port.
Yeah, I just don't know if they. No, you'll do that. Okay. I was just wondering.
Yes, I thought you had to stay in the state that the crime was committed in, but unless it was federal.
I'll tell you what, I at least would have asked. He didn't get anything asked for Christ's sakes as far as the deal goes, except the death penalty off the table. I at least would have asked, all right, well, at least put me in a prison in Pennsylvania where I can be close to my family. I at least would have got that in part of the deal, for Christ's sakes, dude.
You might end up in Oregon.
Oregon?
They ship a lot of them to Oregon. Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway.
That's a shame, though, that his parents will never get to really come and see him. He'll have nobody.
I'm just wondering if they think they have a better chance doing it this way than they did in front of Hitler.
I don't know how.
Because I don't think the investigation has stopped. I don't think Ann Taylor's investigators have stopped at all.
Yeah, and the investigation didn't get any better. Like, she had all this reasonable doubt, all this shit to throw at the prosecution.
I know. Yeah, I don't understand it, Willie.
And she's like, Brian, take a guilty plea. Like, what?
No,
I would have been like, no.
Dunk. Maybe they're going for the slam dunk.
But what could that slam dunk be? Because, like I said, now if he even tries to withdraw his plea, Hitler can just say no, and then he goes to jail.
But if they go and put forth, undeniable proof, they have to look at it. They can't just say, no, we're going to keep him in prison. They can't do that.
Yeah, yo, pussy, unmute and say it instead of writing it in chat. Since you're taking a piss. Fucking guy, always in chat.
You two crack me up, man.
No, man, I'm just real. I can talk down in chat. I'm right here. I'm up here with you, bud.
Hey, Twiz, I ran a video of yours last night.
He's taking a piss, taking chat. Come on, bro. Who you fooling?
Well, didn't Watts,
is AR still in there?
Didn't Chris Watts get didn't he get transferred? Yeah, that's it right there. Teresa said it. He's in a prison in Wisconsin, but that may have a different meaning behind it, Teresa.
Right. Michelle. Oh, wouldn't that be something? That'd be Washington, though.
Oh, that they definitely won't let that happen, because that, especially after
right.
Good God.
I don't think you saw the Prime show, did you?
The Prime show was the only one out of all the ones that actually got to me, that I thought it wasn't bad at all, and it showed the feelings of the kids, and it was the only one that really got to me. It was actually pretty sad.
Which one, Tommy? Say it again. I didn't hear you. My son was yapping in the background.
The Prime series.
Yeah,
that one seen so far. And it really gets into the kids and how they feel. And
a lot more emotional.
It's heart-wrenching. It's actually
his only hope is new evidence that is exonerating. Yeah, but didn't his defense team have evidence that was exonerating? I thought that was the whole point.
Probably to an extent.
So what the hell happened to that?
Right, and did you guys see?
I don't know. It just blows my mind how it sits well with so many people that he pled guilty, and they're just not fazed by it. I'm mind blown, dude.
Well, I think that some people.
I'm living in a fucking. This is not real life, dude. This is not real.
Here's more evidence. All right.
There's a knife.
I don't know if you've seen the video. The video of what was the name of Crime Analysis or something. I ran it on my show where it shows that turn around and all that. There's 4 people, 6 in one window and 2 in another window, watching the car and pointing at it. Did you guys see that? Have you seen that?
No. Where's that at?
I haven't seen it either.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. I
No,
never
explain
heard
it one more time.
It's we're Dateline. We're you know, Dateline, where they showed the car, you know,
Yeah.
going and turning around and all that shit.
Right.
Look at
Right.
that
Yeah.
house straight on. Look at that house straight on. After 3:38 a.m., there is 4 people in one window and 2 in another, and you can see one guy pointing down at the car. Who are these people? Because
Yeah.
there was only supposed to be one eyewitness to the car.
Who lived there, Heather?
And here's
Not like that, Yvonne.
It's on Mark B's video, huh? Well, listen, see, I'm telling you guys, and at this
I
point
think it's
now, I believe almost everything.
David Loach's
Loach?
house.
Oh,
Yeah.
no shit, Lucy. So, if you all remember, as much as everybody said it was all bullshit, when Kim said that everybody knew this was going to happen before it did, I'm telling you, I believe her full blown, wholeheartedly now. That it was known that
Who
it was
said
going to
that?
happen. Kim, remember WSU WOM, Kim, Tommy?
Oh, right.
Well, a lot of stuff that she said has started.
No,
to
I
show
know
up
that
in-
answer 42. I didn't say it was 11. I didn't say it was 11:42. It's not 11:40. It isn't 11:22. It was a house that actually David Loach was living both at the. He was living at 2 different places, and that was one place he was living at.
Yeah,
and
he
it
was at the
shows
frat
4
house
people
and
in the
some other
window,
house, right?
And in one
Damn
window
right.
and 2 in another window.
Yeah. Damn right, Brian.
They got DNA
Here.
and phones from all the alt perps. They were cleared after their DNA compared to DNA.
I'll try to
from
find
right?
that.
What
So
about
you
the
guys
blood
can see
DNA?
it.
Whoever compared anybody's DNA to the blood DNA they found.
They didn't, from what I know.
Oh.
And they refused to.
So
They
that's
didn't even run it through CODIS.
So that would be my plan if there was any kind of plan.
See, that's what I thought. I would have thought that the defense would have gone and tested it themselves. They had that right.
Yeah. Unless there wasn't enough for them to test and it got destroyed, which is then, I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
So
even Rosie at the end of the body cam said everyone's going to learn tonight. Oh, well, I don't know.
Everybody's going to learn. What does that mean?
I don't know, but that was something that he stated. Everybody's going to win. Everybody's going to learn tonight. When he was doing that whole stop thing. I still want to see the traffic stop from August. I still want to see, or not August, but the one that we're not allowed to see.
Oh yeah,
that was in August.
Was it August?
Dude, as soon as this shit's lifted and like this shit's over, I want the video. I'm gonna call the.
We know.
I'm gonna call the community. And I want all the footage because, dude, them rolling deep when they took him down is all on video from angle to angle to angle, street to street to street. Because in that gated community, dude, there's cameras up the ass. And they're public cameras.
There's no way that the FBI went into that house without body cams on, period.
No way.
PA may not have, but they claimed that they didn't, but there's no way that the FBI didn't to protect themselves. So
yeah. Tommy, you got some background noise, bud.
I think that's
who, me?
Yeah.
It's all right now, I think.
Yeah, I think it's good now. But yeah, I want that foot. That's what I want. I want the footage of them rolling deep into the community.
Yeah, Wade says we may see Payne rolling through. They swore he wasn't there, but I bet you he was. Wait, what? Why does nobody care about the mystery rent payer? What do you mean, Brian? Who?
He's talking about the 6th
rent payer.
It's still echoing.
Yeah, Tom, I think you got to turn it down in the background, Tommy, a little bit.
Me? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, they said PA didn't have them, but I can't imagine that they would do something like that without having some kind of proof of what they did for themselves as their own protection. That blows my mind. So yeah, it was August 21st. Well, once this is all said and done, we should be able to FOIA that traffic stop. I want to know why we weren't allowed to see it this whole time, but we could see everything else.
Exactly.
There's got to be something in that traffic stop that they don't want anybody to see for whatever reason. I want to see it. That's probably true.
And all the unsealed, and they're going to unseal all the documents and shit, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll look like the JFK documents. I told you that already.
I know, but
you'll have one paragraph and 72 lines blacked out.
Well, hopefully there'll be some kind of.
Oh, Brian, you're talking about Ashlyn Couch, the other roommate.
Who?
The other roommate that she signed the lease, but she never moved back in because yeah, we talked about that, Brian, long time, like almost 3 years ago.
Didn't she come out and talk or something?
Yeah. She was in the last hit piece that they put out. Her daughter or her mom was. I'm sorry. That's when they completely changed everything around, and all of a sudden, Maddie and Ashlyn Couch were best friends, and Kaylee didn't even exist, which was kind of crazy to me. But hey, I still have questions about those two as well as Callie, him and Emma Bailey. Every name that we've talked about throughout this entire case, every instance in every situation, I still think has probability of having something to do with this. Maybe not much real important for everything, but something to do with it, in my opinion. Why was Ashlyn paying rent so many months after she graduated? Well, she may have been in a lease, answer 42, that she was forced to pay that out. You know what I mean? Like if you decide that you're going to move out because you don't need to be there anymore, but you're stuck and trapped in a lease for like a year, you may have to pay that out to the full end of the lease.
Dago, I shared a screen there. I shared a screen there if you want to just show up real quick. Now, I need you to blow it up both ways. You have to zoom into those windows. What time is it there? I can't see the time there.
It is 11. It says 4:07.
4:07. Yeah. Okay. Blow up. You see that top window up there? It'd be the middle one, and then the one to the right on the top. Blow that up so you can see in those windows, Dago. Blow it up.
I don't know that I can make it any bigger than it is. It would have to come from your side to make it any bigger. Let me try something here. Hold on. Oh wait, I can do a little bit bigger.
There you go. Yep. Keep going.
That's as big as I can get it here. Hold on a minute. Let me see if let
me see.
I can't. Yeah.
Where
I can't
is that? They made me get that stupid YouTube app, and it's not. It's not the same as.
No, I get it. That's what I have. I see what you're talking about. It looks like there's some shadowing in the middle.
There's 4 people, and you can actually see one of the guys sitting like on a windowsill, and he's pointing down at the car. So there's 4 people in that middle window, and then there's 2 off to the right, and they've been there since 3:38 in the morning, and this is 4:07, and they kept watching that car. Now, who are those people? I mean, what the hell? Who are these people? No one's ever found out who these people are.
Yeah, or that guy that's running around Linda Lane. I want to know who that is more than anything.
Well, you know what? That's a good point too. But let me ask you something, Tommy, because I know you were there when we did it. But you remember when Rory went boots on the ground to Linda Lane and all that, and was walking around checking everything out?
I sent him there, and he got booted out of there by that guy from the 500 or whatever. Right.
So when he was doing that, didn't he find? Because we were pointing them out all over the place, different cameras all along that area there. I swear there was a camera on that house itself and one next to it, I thought, too.
Yeah,
I was almost positive. There was one on that house for sure. And I think the house to the right of it, he said there was a camera there, too. And if that's the case, this is just my opinion. We should have, if they're working cameras, of course, there should be absolute video proof of anybody that was in front of that house at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a camera, right?
That's what I'm saying. If they were active and working, yeah. But I'm pretty sure he found a camera there, put one to the right and one to the left as he was walking around that area.
Yeah, I can't blow it up anymore.
I can see the shadowing that you're talking about. I can't make it.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, you can. I can't remember who actually put out the video.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Yeah, if you send it, I tell you what, if you send it to me, Tommy, like email it to me or something, I can play with it and see if I can make it bigger with the stuff I have here.
Right.
But I can't do it because you're putting it through on your side. That's the reason why I can't make it any bigger.
Yeah.
It is in the evidence room at MP.
Why does it keep showing that? Why am I not in StreamYard?
Where did we all go?
I can't see shit.
I know. Hold on.
Yeah. Where am I?
It's all right. I'm gonna have to hop down a little bit anyway.
I think we're about done anyhow. I just wanted to. Did anybody else have any statements or any issue, or just want any put out anything about the Amazon special or anything? Any thoughts, feelings, opinions, anything?
Just we got to keep our minds open. You know, got to keep our minds.
So you're still going for it then, like the rest of us are. Well, most of us, I should say, still looking at him as innocent.
Yeah, still until I can't.
Right.
Yep.
I got it. I get it.
Wait, you're saying that him saying yes and guilty and signing papers saying that he's guilty isn't proof that he's guilty? Is that what you're saying?
Oh God.
On paper, it is.
Tommy, are you saying that he didn't do it even though he said it?
Are you saying he did it?
No, I'm not.
I just can't make myself believe that he did it yet. That's my issue. I can't. I thought about it. I thought about things you said, like you said, Tom, that maybe this happened, maybe that happened, but my stomach is like, no, dude, just no. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does. Nothing makes sense in this case. Not at all.
And it's even worse now than it was.
And it makes it look more like Witsec all the time. It really does. Oh, there you go. There we are.
He definitely didn't kill two people at the exact same time, in my opinion. There's no way Zan and Ethan were killed simultaneously. I have issues with that. People have given me options as to how it could happen, and I don't see it. But okay,
if he's involved, he's a cleaner.
I don't think he had. Yeah, I agree. There was no physicality as far as the murders go, as far on his part if he was involved. But I truly, at this point, don't even think he had any involvement at all, Tommy. Because if that's the case, I still think with what he just did, that if there was other people and he was involved with them, he'd have gave them out because at this point he has nothing to lose. So why would he not do it?
I know how Brian's involved.
Okay, one thing we got to think about is if there was a CI there and they were trying to do an extraction, and that very well could be. It could have been a failed extraction.
Possibly.
I just find it weird. Maddie's phone 252, Kaylee's phone 253, and Mr. Kohlberger's 254. Isn't that strange?
It is. What about all right? Because we haven't really heard from you a whole lot, Tommy. But like, what about?
I'm gonna pop down, man. I'm gonna go eat. You guys have a good day. Nice talking to you. All right, guys. I'll catch y'all.
All right, brother. I might see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you. See you guys. See you, Chad.
What about a motive?
Thanks for getting me up here, Dago.
Oh, anytime. My door's open to everybody, Tommy. You know that. What about a motive? You think there's any motive that Brian had to do this?
All right. Take care, Dago. Thank you.
Okay. My microphone must be low. Can you hear me okay, Twiz?
Yeah.
There's none. There really is none.
None? Oh, he's a delay. You got a delay.
And the incel shit don't fly with me.
No, they already proved that when they did the Dateline hit piece. There's no.
All right. Thanks a lot for having me on, Dago.
All right, buddy.
You still rock, bro.
I appreciate you always, Tommy. Thank you so much.
Yep. See you later.
All right. Take care, bud.
Yep. All right. Yep.
Yeah, there's a definite delay there. Well, any last words, Twiz?
Nope. I don't think so. Everybody keep their eyes open.
That's about all we can do at this point, you guys. That's about it. Hopefully we'll see something.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, you too, bro. And everybody else, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I appreciate you all much. I don't know if I'll be on here later or not, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If I don't see you, I will see you tomorrow in the morning at least. And if you haven't seen that video yet or the series yet, go check it out. It is interesting, if nothing else. You learn a couple little things, and you do find out some strange things that we didn't know. At least I think they're strange. That's my opinion, of course. I appreciate everybody in this community more than you guys know. Thank you to anybody that may have donated to support anything here, guys. Never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you, Brian, for the memberships. Thank you, Tommy, for joining us. Jesse, Willie, Twiz, it's always a pleasure. Always a fun conversation when we get the brothers up here. And yeah, they do it all the time, guys, but we're all on the same team. Just how we work. So I might be truth. I might be. You too, Phenomenal Mom. I appreciate you so very much. Miss Heather, thank you for joining us. Miss Potts, thank you for joining us. Everybody in here, I appreciate you all so very much. My mods are amazing as always. I couldn't do it without you guys. Much love to everybody, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye, folks.
Coffee black like the sins in my mind. Sitting here where the lost souls unwind. Blood stains on the counter never fade. This is where the guilty come to trade. True Crime Cafe, where the secrets spilled. Every cup's a confession, every shot could kill. Underneath the neon lies a dark ballet. Dancing with our demons at True Crime Cafe. The barista's got tattoos of broken dreams. Eyes like a crime scene torn at the seams. The jukebox plays a dirge for the damned. In this twilight world where nothing is planned. True Crime Cafe, where the secrets spill. Every cup's a confession and every shot could kill. Underneath the neon lies a dark ballet. Dancing with our demons at True Crime Cafe. The coffee's bitter like a lover's last fight. The air's electric in the neon light. A place where lies and truth collide. Order a double shot and swallow your pride. Smoke curls up like whispers from the grave. No redemption here, no soul to save.